players to get their stream set up. We'll be starting in just a couple of minutes. This might be the last stream on the Mystery Funhouse channel until Mystery Tournament. Mystery Tournament is a few meager weeks away. Just 2 weeks and a couple days away. Mystery Tournament will be starting on December 1st, right after the Thanksgiving holiday. We'll be having Pt.5 joining me for commentary. He is running a little late, but he has messaged me to let me know he is going to be here. Seeing a big disparity in our players' performance here. Nighty sitting on a single death. This game very generously giving him 3 characters to display his number of deaths, but Nighty says, no thank you, I only need 1 digit. Hopscotch, on the other hand, has 8 deaths, although at least one of those I suspect was an intentional death to save time. A little bit curious how the most optimal way to play the game is not necessarily the one that gives you the highest score. Anisette, middle of the road there with 5 deaths. Just waiting for Zenik to get everything set up. Beautiful Sunday afternoon to be doing a Zelda race. Of course, our heroes with their wand of seasons, they can have it be any kind of an afternoon that they please. And we'll certainly see some of that as they have to navigate the final little overworld challenge to get to the last dungeon of the game. Let's drop this lovely Double Dragon 3 remix. We'll get some of this Game Boy Color sound. bit of cleanup here. It is our last Dot Dunaruski. All our players have readied up. We are about to embark on this adventure. Our last adventure into the world of The Legend of Zelda in this blind segmented race, and our last blind segmented race of the year. In our previous session, our players completed dungeon number 7. They now have 7 of the 8 essences, which means that they are all ready for the final dungeon in the game. Although, do they know where it is? Some of our players are starting off in different positions here. Hopscotch, in particular, at the end of the previous goal, chose to complete the Hero's Cave and received an interesting prize. Did get his hot little hands on a level 3 power ring. That could come quite in handy. Will give Hopscotch a big damage boost. However, it does come at a cost. It does come at a cost of lowered defense. Why does everyone have so many hearts? Did Hops and Nighty really find every heart piece? I don't believe that they found every heart piece. There is one more heart container to find in dungeon number 8, which will take Hops and Nighty up to a total of 15 hearts. And then they will need to find a few more pieces of heart if they want to get that grand total of 16 hearts, which is the maximum. The game kind of cheats you in that it looks like 14 is the maximum possible, but as soon as you grab that 15th heart, it all scooches over. Kind of fakes you out. There's a couple of pieces of heart that are not too likely for them to find. There's one piece of heart that you get by meeting up with Maple, the Flying Witch. She drops a piece of heart. Sometimes it's very rare. Another very rare piece of heart is you get one from a Gasha tree, and you have to have everything pretty highly leveled before then. Zenik and Anisep have decided to start on the Hero's Cave. Did give them the hint that they can complete the Hero's Cave with the level 7 item. The level 8 item is not required for any of the puzzles in the Hero Cave. It doesn't even come close to being required. So the heroes will not miss that. So is Anisep going to be able to figure this out? This first room is easily the trickiest room in this whole cave, because it relies on all of these pushable blocks with no hints. Oh, Nighty is playing on the Game Boy Advance. I don't know if he switched that or if that's the way it was before. But he will have an opportunity to purchase an Advance Ring, which will do absolutely nothing but fill another slot in his ring collection. So I believe Nighty has already solved several of these rooms, so if he goes back to the entrance, he'll be able to take the warp. So he'll be able to skip ahead and be right alongside Zenik Reverie. In the meantime, we see Hopscotch is moving on ahead here. Hopscotch is retracing some paths that he has been on before. He came to this room before and there was nothing here, but now there's a dude here who is just throwing random stuff into this fire. Tosses a piece of heart in there, tosses a sword. There's a lot of good stuff in here that Hopscotch desperately wants, but you cannot have. You cannot grab any of these. So this is a puzzle. Hopscotch is going to need to figure out what is this guy trying to hint at. Hopscotch really wants some of these keys. And Hopscotch figures it out. All you gotta do is toss a bomb. Toss a big old bomb here into the fire. And this is going to trigger a volcanic eruption that is going to destroy everything on the surface. Link desperately trying to work his way up to Samus Aran levels of violence, but has a very, very long way to go. Zenik is fighting a flurry of enemies here. He does need to defeat all of the enemies in this gauntlet. Unfortunately, these enemies are very obnoxious. These magnetic enemies are the worst enemies in the game by a very large margin. Anisette made it through the first room and is going to be treated to a level 3 sword here in the second room. Hopefully he takes the time to turn in that item before the end of the race, because that's going to be a very precious secret that he's going to get from that Zora. Hopscotch nimbly navigating here with his cape. The Rock's cape does give a lot of additional movement, and Hopscotch already demonstrated how skilled he was with just a feather and the level 1 and some Pegasus seeds. So now that he's got a cape in his hands, he's going to be able to navigate even more efficiently. Hopscotch is way beyond collecting rupees at this point. That 5 rupees drops, and Hopscotch didn't even stop to give it a glance. Zenik on a pretty nasty puzzle here. That you can try to navigate a boomerang through this slot. I would be surprised if any of the players actually do that. Oh, here he goes. He's got some bomb chews. Is he going to bomb chew that switch? Zenik is looking for possible alternate solutions here. Meanwhile, Hopscotch, having completed the Hero's Cave in the previous session, is moving on ahead to level 8. In particular, this being an area that Hopscotch tried to explore previously, was unsuccessful, and now he is able to get through much more effectively now that he has been given that hint on how to bomb his way to the next area. Zenik on the final trial already. It's 60 rupees. We discussed this in the previous goal. This was a little bit of a trick that was difficult for Hopscotch, and after the race we did identify that Hopscotch did not understand the puzzle. But the puzzle here is that there are 8 treasure boxes. They are laid out like the overworld map. You might recognize that Sunken City in the top right. That's the desert in the bottom right. And the players do need to open these boxes in the order that they found the dungeons and at those places. So Zenik might understand he did open the first chest correctly. But he's trying to think, where was dungeon number 2? Or perhaps he still doesn't actually know what it is that he did. Ooh, Nighty trying to do the boomerang. Nighty doing it the cheat way, which is the correct way, and making it through the second to last puzzle. So it's both Nighty and Zenik on the final riddle here. He's got a healthy rupee count here. Zenik has found the second box. Does Zenik remember where the third dungeon was? And he also opened the first one correctly. He's thinking. And Of course, you can't check your, you can't check it. You can't check it, the overworld map from here, so even if you understand it, unfortunately, you would have to leave the dungeon to check your work. Zenik's got number 3. Does he remember? Nope, that was number 5. But the good news is, once he manages to get a few of these, he's earning some rupees back, so he can, once he's got 3 of them, he can brute force the rest. Now, he wisely saving the game, just in case he happens to run out of money. Zenik thinking to himself, where is dungeon number 4? Meanwhile, Hopscotch has already found dungeon number 8. Dungeon number 8 is the Sword and Shield dungeon. And he is going to have a lot of exploration to do. There is number 5 for Zenik Reverie. Zenik trying to remember where was number 6. Nope, that was not number 6. Nighty has opened 1 through 5. Where was dungeon number 6? Nighty asks himself. Ooh, Nighty got it. Number 7. Nighty has it. Nighty has solved this riddle faster than Zenik Reverie. Steps through the portal. Here is the final treasure box. Nighty gets a ring, and he's going to warp his way out, and that ring is going to be his level 3 attack ring that's going to give him a big old boost to his attack power. Zenik also solving the puzzle. Well done by Zenik Reverie for solving the puzzle as well. Anisep is dipping out of the dungeon. Where is Anisep off to? Perhaps Anisep doesn't even care about the final item. Anisep did get the most important thing, finding that secret for the level 3. Anisep is digging for something. Does Anisep need more bombs? Oh, Anisep was in the room with all the cracked blocks. He might be looking for more bombs. So Zenik here is checking out the house of Bippin and Blossom, and we see here that Zenik's alpha has grown up to be a Gasha tree farmer. Looks like Anisep may have found some more bombs here. Ah, Anisep refilled hearts. That makes sense. Zenik equipping that level 3 attack ring. And I think he might be ready to make a move on dungeon number 8. Nighty taking a moment here to stock up on a couple of Pegasus seeds. That Pegasus seed tree doesn't like to regrow too quickly. But wisely stocking up before he makes his delve into this dungeon. Look at Anisep with those mid-air transitions on the magnetic gloves. We've seen some real pro players here in this race. Anisep and Hopscotch really MVPs when it comes to using the magnetic gloves to just do quick mid-air transitions. Hopscotch is exploring dungeon number 8, the Sword and Shield dungeon. This dungeon has a not so original, but still a clever, still a nice gimmick. The gimmick is that it's sort of 2 dungeons in one. The topmost floor is a fire-themed floor. The bottom floor is an ice-themed floor. Hopscotch taking a dip into the lava. Just a little bit of swimming in the lava. Looks like Nighty is almost on his way to the site of the Temple of Seasons. That is what this area is. This site is the original location of the Temple of Seasons, and he is just exploring the ruins of the temple. Anisep here is doing the switch puzzle here, but having the level 2 boomerang means that he is going to be able to do it very differently than the other players did. We saw some strange actions from the other players trying to use their seed shooter. But Anisep having that level 2 boomerang is going to solve that way easier. Anisep's getting his shield out. Anisep is going to shield these Lionels. Anisep already sees what the problem's going to be here, that if he pushes that pot onto the switch, he's going to be locked in. And sure enough, he is locked in. Thankfully, he will check the other side of the room, and I think he'll see the solution. Easy as pie for Anisep. Hopscotch fighting on the ice. Of course, because half of the dungeon is an ice dungeon, Hopscotch is going to need to deal with this. Just scooting all over. Hopscotch is really not doing too well with all of this ice. There is a ring that you can collect that makes it so that you don't slip on the ice, but it's one of the more inconvenient to get rings. You have to do a secret for it, and I believe that secret is the one that you have to go talk to Madam Meow Meow or whatever her name is in this game and rescue her dog. The likelihood that any of the players would have, number 1, found that secret and performed it, and then number 2, taken that as one of their 5 rings, it's pretty slim. Anisep left the Hero's Cave, has come back in. Oh, that's it. He took a lot of damage. Anisep was taking a moment to refill some hearts here as he moves on to the final segment. Now, Anisep is in a rougher position than the other players in that he's pretty low on money. So when he gets to that final puzzle, he's only going to have 3 attempts at it with his current cash. Working through this in his mind, I think he's figured it out. He realizes he does need to reset. Good heads up by Anisep, recognizing right away that he had made an error. Nighty finds the Subrosian, who is tossing things into the lava. Does Nighty solve the mystery? Looking for things that he can toss into a fire. Ooh, a little bit of a misstep here from Anisep. Realizing that he's still 1 short on pots that he needs. Anisep getting 3 pots in place. Maybe he's going to see if he can zip through. Nope, that doesn't work. Alright, I think Anisep's got the solution in his head right now. Zenik making his way slowly through here. Not as quickly as Nighty did. Nighty has already obliterated the landscape with his volcanic shenanigans. Here's another piece of heart for Nighty. Nighty still is 3 pieces of heart away from collecting that final heart container. So there are only 3 pieces of heart left in the game that Nighty has not collected. Zenik is missing at least 1 more over that. Meanwhile, Hopscotch has been making some pretty steady progress here in dungeon number 8. I say as Hopscotch takes a death here to these obnoxious magnetic monsters. So it is going to send Hopscotch all the way back to the entrance. Hopefully Hopscotch is a little bit stingy with his money. He does want to have a potion for at least the final battle. The final sequence of bosses is pretty dangerous, and having a potion will massively improve his survivability. Because he is going to need to defeat 2 boss gauntlets at the end of this game. And both of those gauntlets does have to be completed in a single sitting. If the players take a death during either of those boss gauntlets, they do have to start it all over again, just the same as when they finished up Oracle of Ages and they had to fight all of Varan's forms in one go. Zenik making his way through these ruins. The visual here of this snowdrift is a little bit confusing, but he manages to get over it. And we'll see how long it takes Zenik to figure out what he's supposed to be doing here. Zenik really wants to collect some of these things, but you can't. Once a spring banana doesn't get it, can't have the ring. Oh no, Zenik's stepping out. No, that's not it. Zenik's got to know that this is a thing. He's got to do something here. Zenik attempts to sacrifice the volcano. Unfortunately, his sacrifice is not accepted. Zenik tries to put a bomb chew. I think Zenik is super overthinking this. Zenik accepts begrudgingly that it's bomb time. And he's almost to the top. However, falling quite a bit behind Hopscotch here. Hopscotch has already navigated a very large portion of this dungeon, though I don't think I've seen Hopscotch pick up the dungeon item yet. Of course, the players probably at this point are very suspicious about what that item is. The obvious hint being that they have one more item in their inventory that is a level 1 item. So they're probably thinking that there's a good chance that it's that level 1 item going to get upgraded. But we'll see. Anisep making good progress here on the fight gauntlet. One more switch to press. It's just some of these little turtles. He knows how to deal with turtles. Nighty's made it. Nighty is in dungeon number 8. Zenik Reverie picks up that piece of heart. That's going to be a full heart container that's going to put Zenik Reverie at 14 hearts. 14 hearts is going to get him 4 pieces of heart away from a full collection of heart pieces. It's very unlikely our players would get it, but unfortunately the last couple of hearts are very grindy. Anisep is on the second to last puzzle of the Hero's Cave. Looking for a trick here. There is a trick, but it's not a Nintendo intended one. Hopscotch encountering the last of the spinners of the game. Ooh, Anisep really close to getting this the right way. Oh, so close that time. Nope, not quite. Not quite. Hey there, Alpha?
Hello, I'm finally here.
Congratulations on making it. You're just in time.
Yeah, oh wait, did it get delayed? Or are we just watching everybody try to enter the final dungeon?
No, you're just at the best part.
Ooh.
So
Have fireworks happened yet?
Excuse me?
Have fireworks happened yet?
Yeah, we got a couple of fireworks here.
Please tell me Hopscotch did fireworks.
Hopscotch did fireworks.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so a quick catch up for Alpha since he's just joining us now. So we've got Hopscotch, of course, completed Hero's Cave in the previous segment, so Hopscotch immediately went to Dungeon 8. So Hopscotch is pretty far into Dungeon 8 already. Zenik and Nighty just wrapped up the last section of the Hero's Cave, and they did a pretty good job of it. Both of them have collected their level 3 power ring, and we've got Nighty just has now entered Dungeon 8, and Zenik is just a couple steps away from that. And we've got Anisep on the final puzzle of the Hero's Cave, has just started it, and very wisely saved his game at the beginning. So in the worst case scenario that he runs out of money, and he doesn't have a lot of money, he will hopefully be able to brute force it with a couple of reloads.
Yeah. What is it? So just to talk about Sword and Shield Maze, this dungeon is a bit ridiculous. It's also interesting in that the dungeon item is only used to get past a single check that you can technically skip with a bomb jump. It also has the most puzzles in the goal in terms of complex movement. Like, I don't know who's on stream. I'm assuming Hopscotch is.
Yeah, we've got Hopscotch. Yep.
Yeah, the puzzle Hopscotch is on requires him to go around to like several different rooms and move this end ball or just around to make a path. But he got the hyper slingshot, and yeah, the room that Nighty is actually just entered. If you pick up a bomb at the edge of the ice, and you put on the Rock's Cape, and you Pegasus Seed, you can boost yourself over just enough to make it there. Without the bomb jump, you are one tile short. Because you have to ramp up on the ice, because it's weird unless you have the snowshoe ring, which they could have gotten. That's the ring you get for saving the dog in Oracle of Ages. If you do that password.
I think that Zenik might have actually done that one.
Yeah, but does Zenik have it? Because it's useful in, like, literally just here. That's the only place it's useful, is the Sword and Shield Maze.
Yep. Anisep doing pretty good here.
Cold.
I think Anisep has figured out the puzzle, and he's now mulling over where the heck was dungeon number 5.
Yeah. So I think the first 4, like, is the first one, I feel like everybody will end up getting that, and okay, yeah, it gets that, and then, oh no, guesses, that's dungeon number 8. It's actually very useful information once you get the gimmick of this place. Because it tells you where T8 is, if you know, were confused. And Nighty getting past that room with the spinning fire. The room's a lot less scary than it actually looks.
Yeah, Hopscotch had some trouble with that room. It was pretty tricky for him, for some reason.
So I was playing through my cursed ring thing, and I did beat the game, and I'm like, okay, let me just turn on, like, go equipped, like, the red ring or level 3 power ring and just do it. And when your damage goes from like 2 per sword slash to 8 per sword slash, suddenly every boss is free. So everyone should be okay.
So Hopscotch here is trying to cheat this puzzle. He really wants to just do a Pegasus feather jump to hit this switch. I'm not sure if that's possible.
I'm not sure either. I don't think so because of the way it bounces you. But all you have to do is take the Magnet Gloves to the other side and push it up. That's it. It's real simple. But, like, it's like, this is, like, the most complex puzzle in this game.
Hopscotch is determined to break it. Oh, here we go. Anisep is going to get a free
Oh,
potion.
he was really close.
Oh, good. Ah, that was awful.
Hopscotch, the game is not telling you to do this, but, oh my goodness, if he gets this, it's going to be crazy.
Oh, it's so close.
I honestly don't know if you can do this, but it's really neat.
Hopscotch is thinking hard. So Anisep has gotten his level 3 power ring here. Anisep, I want to say in the previous goal, Anisep just barely got his level 1 power ring. So this is going to be a strange situation for Anisep suddenly having a lot of attack power.
Everyone's trying to do this stupid jump. At least someone has seen the other side of those stairs, so it's a bit different. I did not think people would get walled here. Hopscotch, I think, thought that the end ball was in the wrong place. I'm confused with what Hopscotch did. Or why Hopscotch saved and quit.
I don't know.
Does have the Hyper Slingshot, though, so can do a couple puzzles that could not before. Mainly this one right here, which just gives you a ring, I believe.
Yeah, I think the one that Zenik's on is just a ring. Where is Anisep on? Oh, okay, alright. Anisep is trying to find this other area. Interesting that Anisep got the secret for the upgraded sword, but did not take the time to turn it in. He's got to recognize he's running out of game, and that this isn't I'm going to finish my goal and then turn this in, because it's sort of all over at that point.
Did Anisep do the trading sequence?
Yeah. Anisep's got the level 2 sword from the trading sequence.
Well, you could also get it from the password, though.
But he got the password in this goal.
Oh, okay, yeah, then, yeah, should turn that in. Because the level 3 sword, I checked, it does 5 damage. Normally, which is, you know, the level 2 sword is 2. The cursed ring means that, and I assume this, even though it says online, it says cursed ring makes it do 3 damage, but it makes some enemies take 3 hits with a single sword slash and 1 hit with a spin slash, so obviously there's a rounding error in there somewhere.
Well, that's
so just 2 damage.
That's not that weird, though. I mean, if you're one of the people who plays,
right. No, I was saying that it was weird that all the online resources said that. So a silent watch is necessary. You just kind of stand in front of him and do nothing. I don't know what actually triggers it to make it go, because it felt like forever that I had to stand in front of it and do nothing.
I don't even think you have to stand in front of it. I think you just have to stand still
anywhere. Yeah, I stood in the room randomly. So what Nighty's having a problem with is he's got to go around and hit that from the top. That's a bit of a weird one, because this game has a Z-axis, but it also doesn't at the same time.
So Nighty is going to be able to solve this puzzle. He can see that metal block, he can see that switch. Hopefully he takes a moment to put that block,
okay.
that
now,
metal ball on the switch.
Yeah, now Nighty, or no, yeah, I was talking about someone. Nighty should be able to put this together, I hope.
Oh, Nighty.
Okay, Nighty's got to switch it sooner. I think Nighty recognizes that, though.
Yeah, a little bit of hubris there, trying to switch it over the lava.
Yeah, Nighty recognizing it instantly.
This Poobadoo room It's pretty nasty. A lot of players taking some.
Why did you say poop? It's Potaboo.
Potaboo? I don't know. I don't know how to spell it. Mario never says that.
Mario doesn't say much of anything unless it's Mario versus Donkey Kong. Or Charles Martinet has a very large amount of voice lines.
Yeah, so making his way here through the old ruins of
you can get past.
season.
You don't actually have to change to Autumn here. You can just be. You can Pegasus Seed Rock's Cape over that. Like, it's like, oh, you have to change through all the seasons to get through here, but you just have to be on winter.
Yeah.
And then change it to summer to get past the after you set off the fireworks.
Nighty catching up here pretty quick. It feels like we just saw Hopscotch grab the Hyper Slingshot a moment ago, and Nighty just picked it up here. So Nighty is accelerating rapidly.
Yeah, Nighty's getting this key that he really needs. That's like, I would say the most bottleneck portion of the entire dungeon is literally that.
Zenik in the ice room. We saw Hopscotch take a lot of damage. For whatever reason, Hopscotch really isn't good at dealing with ice. So struggled a bit with that.
Anisup's trying to get what he's dropping, but he's just throwing in items. Doesn't know what to do with this area.
But it's an obvious enough dead end that it's like, you gotta do something here.
There's the bananas.
Now the fried bananas.
There we go. Throwing a bomb in there.
Nighty is right.
Nighty
on
has
the heels.
bomb chews, and I really hope he recognizes to use them at a certain thing later.
We've got Hopscotch is facing off against the mini-boss of this dungeon. One of the nastier mini-bosses in the game.
Yeah, this is a nasty mini-boss. Although, when I was doing Cursed Ring, I was happy at any mini-boss that I didn't actually have to hit with my sword.
Hopscotch trying to figure out what he's supposed to do here.
Nighty also entering this. So the owl in the previous room actually tells you how to fight this, and you get mystery seeds. This is such a weird fight, too.
So it looks like Hopscotch has figured out a way to fight it, which is to wait until he switches and then just to burn the crap out of him with a flame seed. I think that works. Because certainly Hopscotch seems to feel like that's acceptable for...
Yeah, you can... The way I always fought him was I hit him with the, I just hit the Ice Blade with the Mystery Seed, and then pick that up and throw it at him.
Yeah, I think that's the way you're intended to do it, because that's what the owl hints you. But the way Hopscotch is doing it is probably way easier. I don't know how many hit points he has. That's my only concern, is this might take a while.
Yeah, I didn't realize Ember Seeds even hurt the ice form.
Yeah, well that's a big deal, because trying to... Otherwise, you've got to switch it to ice form. You've got to make him shoot out ice. You've got to mystery seed the ice. You've got to mystery seed him. You got to chuck one of the ice things at him while he's fire. Yeah, we see Nighty doing it here.
Yeah, and like basically it's because like if you keep hitting him, right, he'll just switch back instantly. So you're fighting him with either mystery seeds or I guess Ember Seeds, and yeah, dead in 4 blows.
Yeah, so that was a really efficient fight there by Nighty.
I honestly have no idea how much damage Hopscotch is doing, but I didn't even know if this room drops Ember Seeds. I didn't know that either.
And it must be making the hurt sound, because Hopscotch isn't trying to do anything else. Oh, wait, no.
If someone's also doing that...
Alright, Hopscotch is doing something different now, so maybe Hopscotch is starting to think, maybe I'm not doing it right.
Yeah, but, like, slash the brushes and see what they drop. Right? If it's an ammunition room, then, like, 'cause when you see those regrowable things, that means this is an ammunition room, right? Whatever they drop is the thing you gotta use. I don't know why people just aren't slashing them.
Hopscotch has already solved it. He solved it by just running around in circles and getting hit by fire. And Nighty is confronted with the worst.
Oh man, look at this
thing.
shield usage from someone.
I don't have someone on the stream, so I can't.
Oh, okay, yeah, someone was using the shield and just blocking all the attacks from the fire form.
Nice. And it's probably something you can only do with the level 2 or 3 shield.
Almost certainly. But if you stand in front of the fire guy, he never will hit you because he shoots at a diagonal.
Right. So Nighty is confronted with the worst possible thing that could possibly happen. It's a
This is so easy, though. Push the second one down, then right, then up. And then do the same thing with the one that was above it, and then everything's literally lined up. Well, I guess you have to do left. So second block, down right, up, top block, left down, right up, and then all 3 blocks push to the right.
Yeah, the only trick is that you can't push them all into position too quickly.
No, you have to wait, but you're on ice, so...
Well, what I mean is that Nighty has already pushed one into
yeah,
the right
Nighty...
spot, and that's not
yeah.
what he wants.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying, is that you just line everything up and then you go. Because you do need everything to be in position to line everything up anyway, so you can't do it until everything's in the correct spot.
Yep.
Now, and Zenik doing the same thing as Nighty, just trying to switch over the pit, but it just drops instantly. I was actually... because I got bored after playing that, the DS that has my Oracle's games on it also has Four Swords Anniversary Edition. So I was playing that by myself, because that doesn't have online play, and there's no one around to play it with, because nobody has that. But, that had, the Magnet Gloves were in that, and I didn't even remember that.
Huh. Yeah, I played through that, I think I played through that single player. I'm pretty sure that's still on my 3DS as well. Yeah, we gotta see. Maybe we'll get everybody who's
definitely
got...
significantly weaker of a game compared to Four Swords Adventures, or even Triforce Heroes to a degree, but yeah, it's still pretty fun.
But it's fun because you got it for free, as long as you were around 10 million years ago when they let you download it.
Yeah, and no one else was allowed to have it at all.
Oh, poor Zenik. Poor Zenik, he went through this, and I think he's starting to realize an error was made.
Oh, Nighty did it a little bit differently, but, you know, that works. If you just put them all on the bottom, you can push them over like that. That works.
Looks like all of our players are now in dungeon number 8. See, high five here from Anicept and Hopscotch. They're in the same part of the dungeon, but they're in
this
very
room
different.
that Nighty is on is probably the worst room in the entire dungeon when you take double damage. Because everything hurts. It's very slippery.
It's real easy to die in this room.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, with half hearts, it's rough. With the 14 they have, they should be okay. Because they only take half damage. Honestly, I thought for the longest time the traps weren't doing double, like those particular traps weren't doing double damage because, in Link's Awakening they do a heart. Okay, that's a way to get over, but that's your exit route. You gotta go up. Ooh, I like part of what Nighty almost was able to pull off there. Oh, yeah, Nighty has the heart ring too. He'll be fine.
I think Zenik has figured out what he's supposed to do here, and he's gonna be able to activate this bridge now. Hopscotch once again visiting the room with this little rotator mabobber. They really liked this puzzle of putting the rotator there and then making you go around and then activate it again from the other side. They use that in a lot of dungeons in this game. Time for round 2, Hopscotch versus the boss. There it is, Hopscotch saw, got a mystery seed.
Yep. And so it's like, okay, you know mystery seed does... Why'd you take it? Hopscotch.
Hopscotch.
You have a slingshot!
Hopscotch doesn't care about your slingshot.
Hopscotch, it was the dungeon item! Yeah, at least Hopscotch immediately understands that it has to be fire. And then he did make it through that room. That's good. But yeah, I'm thinking about bad conveyor belts. I had to play RoboCop 2 for the Amiga yesterday. These are comparably bad. Just this room, though. It's just because everything is so slippery when you touch it. And so you have to constantly adjust what you're doing, because every surface has a different, like, resistance. So that's rough. So this room is an absolute troll. There are 2 doors in it. You only have to open up the left one, which is done by killing all the enemies, I think. The switch door is completely useless.
Zenik's turn to try to figure out the boss. And we've got some audio. Oh, Zenik's getting mystery seeds. Is Zenik gonna put this together? Nope.
No, you got an item in the room. You know there can't be anything else. Okay.
It's making the damage sound.
Yeah, oh, it's definitely making the damage sound, but I don't think it does. Actually, you know what? Let me look at what this boss's name is. I'm actually curious.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Let's see what the wiki has to say.
Okay, this is a Fripolar. Fripolar. Yeah, and let's see.
Certainly sounds like something's happening.
Yeah, it says that you can damage him, but I'm trying to see if there's, like, a number on it. It is the only mini-boss in the entire, like, Oracle series with an introduction.
Huh. Yeah, he does have
it does his attacks.
Yeah, he does have that little intro. But certainly he's taken his sweet time here to die. We're almost like 20.
Yeah, so people are saying like I hit him 15 times, didn't kill him, but it only takes 4 ice rocks.
Yeah, so it's either there's some kind of a weird mechanic going on here, or the ice rocks just do like crazy amounts of damage, like they're coded to do 100 points of damage or something.
Maybe. Okay. Hang on. Who's pushing stuff? Yeah, that works from Hopscotch.
Hopscotch strikes me as the sort of person who's probably done a lot of ice block puzzles in a Pokemon game.
If it didn't go in, he was going to be able to resolve it by pushing things in certain directions, so it would have been fine.
That's it. Zenik did it. Took like 20 seeds, but Zenik did in fact defeat the boss without using any of the ice shards. And this stuff is devouring sparks for sustenance. And now he's made it to the center of the dungeon, where we've got this this kind of large sort of puzzle here that spans over several rooms. We've got all of this magma here that is in the way, and then in the other side we've got icy rooms that have ice crystals that you can collect.
Yeah, I believe you can get away, possibly, with not dropping it down one of them. I think.
Yeah, it might be possible to do some crazy feather cake shenanigans. Hopscotch is running out of dungeon. Hopscotch has been in here longer than the other players. So it's kind of surprising to see that he still seems to be searching for something. Hopscotch is in this room with the switch and the two doors.
Yeah, so Nighty, unfortunately, just took that back. No, Nighty, you needed to bring that minecart with you so you could put out that fire.
Hopscotch whipping out that that kangaroo flute, giving it a toot.
Oh, you know what? Nighty may have needed a key.
Hopscotch found the boss key. Hopscotch is a key short, however. Yeah, we see here that each time our players throw one of these ice blocks down, one of these little fire bat spawners, it freezes some of the floor on the previous floor. So that is
Nico, fire bat spawner is a barracks. This is just spawning flame keys.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Nico was making a StarCraft joke. Come on.
I don't get StarCraft jokes.
Damn it. Watch Nico blind play StarCraft and hates himself because he has to play StarCraft.
Oh god. I mean, I played Warcraft too, so I feel like I wouldn't be totally lost.
No, I mean, well, it's so different, and like the campaign's fun, and the engine, you can do some really insane stuff with the original StarCraft engine. StarCraft 2 is like strictly worse in almost every way in that regard.
It's Zenik's turn to solve the block pushing puzzle.
Ice is the worst.
Ice is the worst thing.
Like normally the ice physics aren't so atrocious, but this one is particularly bad because your acceleration gets really, really wonky.
The good news is, Nighty realizes that he can put down the ice crystal and it doesn't shatter.
Yeah, he threw it once. And that's always a good thing. Because, you know, when you use it against the boss, it shatters.
Ooh, look at that. It's double
Hopscotch,
from
did Hopscotch defeat the mini-boss?
Yeah, Hopscotch defeated the mini-boss.
Where is it? Why did he not go forward?
I don't know.
Oh, he needs that key. He never grabbed it.
Really wants that treasure box. He can get it.
It's a key. He needs it.
Yeah, he's just trying to figure out what's the most efficient way to do this.
So if this was Link's Awakening, I know if you get hit by one of those guys, you can use the damage to bounce up, but I don't think it'll work here. I was just looking at Zenik's screen.
And Sep is on the Silent Watch puzzle. Will he figure out the clue?
No, Hopscotch never figured out the Silent Watch puzzle. That's where Hopscotch is stuck.
Oh. Yeah, that could explain it. So that puts Hopscotch and Anisep on pretty close footing right now. Nighty's got only one ice crystal left to use.
Yep, and it's all just about setting up that one minecart to go back. Now, I guess I could talk a little bit about the boss of this dungeon, because they'll probably die immediately. Considering each sword slash they'll all be doing will do like 8 damage, and I think it has like 32 health.
Yeah, so a lot of the bosses in this game, you look at them and you're like, oh yeah, I get what they're doing here, you know. Oh, I get what the gimmick is, or I get that it's a reference to this boss from another Zelda game. This boss is just sort of just there. It's really trivial compared to the Dungeon 8 boss from Oracle of Ages.
Yeah, I'd also say that it's a much harder boss fight when you don't do damage, because you actually have to dodge anything. So if you walk in here, you know, with a cursed ring or level 1 sword, like, the boss fight's hard, but they're walking in with the level 3 power ring and a master sword, which means their sword slashes do an absolute insane bonkers amount of damage. In all honesty, they'll probably have they'll only have problems with, I'm gonna say 2 phases of some of the actually no, they might have problems with the next boss coming up after that, and then maybe 1 phase the next one. Otherwise, hit sword laugh as dead.
I don't know. I think the final boss Gauntlet is going to be pretty tricky for some of these players.
Yeah, the very final boss is like 64 health though, and you just beat him to death with your sword. Although, like, having done it recently, I'm just like, man, I remember you can just actually dodge the very, very, very final boss.
Anisep got his hyper slingshot. Hopscotch is on the Silent Watch room, and immediately he's going to play the flute. He's just going to make as much noise as he can.
Why didn't you just stay a while and listen? Hopscotch, just stop pushing buttons.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to take Navi's advice here, that instead of doing stuff, you're supposed to listen.
I think you also have to kill all the enemies, too. Hopscotch, stop making decisions. That's all you have to do.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Hopscotch figures it out. Reminds me, there was a mystery tournament. What were we doing? We were doing one of the heavy trooper tournaments. I think it was like Exuno versus somebody, and it was one of the Professor Layton games, and one of the players got completely walled because the puzzle was one of those don't do anything puzzles, and that's the solution.
So I know I raced a Professor Layton game with Andy, and I was glad both of us decided not to take the degenerate route and just brute force everything.
Yeah, you can do
like,
that.
It's just like it wasn't fun if we like couldn't just play the like. It wasn't. It was a horrible game to race because it's like I can just brute force this and pay attention to nothing, or we could just listen to the riddles.
Yeah, because one of them would be like A, B, and C. It's like we'll just pick one.
Yeah, I'll just do it 3 times and then get it.
Although the trick to that one is you base it off of how many picarats you get, because then you lose picarats for guessing. 90 is on the boss of dungeon number 8 here, which is like a Medusa, I guess?
Yeah, it is in fact Medusa, is the name of this boss. Can freeze you, but again, it gives you a bunch of Pegasus seeds, because the idea is you're supposed to stop it with the Pegasus seeds. However, that takes a lot of effort, so you could just, spin slash it to death or something.
Yeah, well, 90 figured that out. 90 did Pegasus seed the crap out of it and won the fight.
Yeah, it makes a lot of movement, but when you're using a weapon that you can't damage the boss with, it's hard. It's like, I would have to switch when I was doing it with Cursed Ring, because it just did so much damage to me. Stopping it was just like, this is too many menus. I have to jump over stuff. I can't afford to take damage.
Hopscotch has been staring at this spinner for a while now. As though he's really not accepting that what this is.
Yeah, now go take the path. Go take the path! Hopscotch should figure it out, maybe.
Eventually. I mean, as long as he doesn't reset the dungeon, he'll make his way around eventually. Yeah, here we go.
I'm just watching someone play, and I don't know where someone is. They're just around everywhere else. Hopscotch has finally gotten the key. And there's the UFO for Maple. Doesn't get a broom or a vacuum cleaner in a linked game.
Yeah, so fighting the mini-boss, hasn't figured out how to damage it, has figured out using mystery seeds to swap polarity.
Yeah, in the speedrun for this game, this boss is entirely skipped. Because you don't need the hyper slingshot, like, at all. It's not useful.
Anisep takes an unfortunate death here. Although we do see Anisep has the level 3 ring box. So Anisep is rocking a full set of 5 rings. He's deciding which rings go with him to the final battle here. Imagine how awful it would be if the whimsical ring could instant kill bosses too.
That'd be pretty good.
Hopscotch has a working memory. He does successfully solve the memory puzzle. know Maurice asked about it earlier, and we can see here that Nighty, because he completed Dungeon 8 and he got that extra heart container, you can see his UI rearranged itself to make room for one more set of hearts so that he can get a maximum of 16 hearts. And it's kind of odd how that UI rearranges itself. Like, it shifts the sword over, and it pushes your A button on the other side. And then it smushes everything up to the left, just to make room for those 2 more hearts. And he knows exactly where he's going, so he's scooting his butt real quickly over here to Onox's castle. Does Nighty have... Yep, Nighty does have a potion. So Nighty is pretty set for this final battle. Got a level 3 power ring, so he'll be able to deal quite a bit of damage. Hopscotch and Zenik working their way through this put out all the fires with the ice puzzle. Hopscotch has got 2 keys, which I think is enough keys to get him through everything. And Anisep is struggling a little bit here because he is going to need to defeat that mini-boss, and he still doesn't really have an idea of how to do that. Realizing he does not have a minecart where he needs it, so he is going to have to go around and fix that minecart. So even though Hopscotch was in the lead at the beginning of today's race, we see Nighty is going to be the first player to make their way into Onox's castle. Onox's castle is a collection of some of the most annoying Zelda everythings that you have. We saw Nighty dipping into the left and the right rooms here and spotting that they're just full of those stupid tiles. Here we've got a room full of wall monsters, another one of the awful Zelda creatures that you might have to cope with. And he makes his way up, and here's another awful Zelda boss. You've got Facade. It wasn't enough that you fight Facade in Link's Awakening. It's not enough that you fight Facade as a mini-boss. Now you gotta fight Facade as a refight mini-boss. Whereas Varan had a big, tall tower full of lots of monsters that you had to deal with, Onox's strategy is he's going to fill his castle full of the most annoying things possible and hope you just quit out of disgust. But it seems like Nighty is not going to do that. Nighty is going to defeat Facade and make his way up into the final room here. And Nighty, enraged at Onox, is going to destroy all of his vases, all of his precious pottery. And that is going to drive Onox into a furious rage in which Nighty hopes he will make a mistake and be able to capitalize on that. Oh good, Anisep has figured out how to damage the boss. Or has Anisep figured it out? I think he's working out just a few of the kinks in his strategy here. So, Nighty battling Onox here. Onox is cheating, though. Onox has got a shield. He's got the crystal that contains Din, the Oracle of Seasons, blocking him. And Nighty's got to figure out how the heck does he make this work. There it is. Nighty figures it out. All you got to do is bat Din away gently with the Rod of Seasons. That is phase 1 of the Onox battle done. Where is that phase 2? We're moving on to the final phase. Now he's just dropping down the hole, and here we go. We get to see the true form of Onox. It turns out the whole time Onox was, in fact, Sigma from Mega Man X. Anisep working on the sliding block puzzle, and I think Anisep's got a solution here. Just needs to be careful not to push that block in the wrong way. Nicely done by Anisep. That's another puzzle solved. Hopscotch and Zenik working their way through this final set of rooms, and I think Hopscotch might be done here. Oh no, Hopscotch is missing a key. Hopscotch is going to have to go back and find that key, whereas Zenik does have a key and is going to march on into the final room. And it's going to be Zenik versus the Medusa. Nighty making his way through this fight here with Wolf Sigma, Onox. Nighty getting off some nice spin shots in midair. Nice jump over that flame there. That's a little bit of a tight hitbox, so very well done on Nighty managing to do that without taking a hit. Nighty is ducking and weaving here through Onox's fireballs. So watch Zenik's screen here as he picks this up, and it just rearranges his whole UI for whatever reason. Doing some very careful footwork here to make sure that he doesn't get hit by the fireballs. Nighty's having a pretty good fight against Onox here. He's avoiding taking too many hits. He took a couple hits on that cycle, but he's going to get another chance to whack the boss. Nighty cleverly swapping his weapons to his power ring. And Nighty has defeated Onox. That is the first of the 2 boss gauntlets Nighty has to finish to beat this game. So, not terribly surprising, Nighty is one of our star blind racers on the Mystery Funhouse channel. So it is of no surprise to anybody that he would be able to one-shot a difficult boss like this. It's Hopscotch's turn to fight the Medusa. Looks like Hopscotch is picking up on trying to use the slingshot for something. Nope, it's not the mystery seeds. Hopscotch is working his way through the different kinds of seeds. Oop, Hopscotch takes a hit there. Alright, one kind of seed left. Hopscotch's precious Pegasus seeds. Oh, that's the one. But Hopscotch is absolutely loath to give up his precious precious Pegasus seeds here. Hopscotch also dancing around with his rings. Hopscotch does not want to get whacked while he's wearing that ring. And Nighty is on the final dungeon here. It's just right here where the Maku tree is. Hopscotch picks up that piece of that heart container. That's going to give Hopscotch a nice 15 hearts. Hopscotch is staring at this, confused and disoriented, realizing that he did not have the 100% playthrough that he thought he did. He is still missing 2 pieces of heart. Hopscotch also doesn't know it, but he's also missing the big Goron sword. Not that he needs it.
I'm finally back.
Welcome back, Alpha.
Yeah, small internet outage that I resolved as I wait for everyone to log back in. Last I heard, someone was fighting Facade, and I guess Nighty already beat Onox.
Yep, Nighty has already defeated Onox and is making his way into the final dungeon.
Yeah, so let's see. You didn't give them any hints on this, did you?
Nope, no hints whatsoever.
Okay, well Nighty's going the wrong way. This is like, this puzzle's kind of crazy. It's a really good puzzle.
And he went the right way. I think maybe he realizes what he's supposed to do.
Nighty. That's correct. He's staring at the rooms. Yeah, Nighty figured it out. Yeah. So for people who don't know, you have to walk the direction 6 times that they're not looking. I have actually gotten one where I have walked up 6 times in a row. I remember that very specifically. I've had that happen to me before, which was really cool.
Anisep getting some really good use out of the shield here. Anisep is very fond of his level 3 shield.
Yeah. Yeah, so how did Nighty's Onox fight go? Did he just beat him to death?
Oh yeah, Nighty had no trouble. I don't think Nighty even used his potion.
Yeah, I mean, when you do 8 damage a strike, he goes down so fast. A lot of this game is balanced around the fact that you might be doing 2 damage a blow. So, you know, obviously for everyone involved in this race, they are doing 4 times that amount of damage.
Anisep just blocking the mace guy's mace. Anisep is very fond of this shield.
Yeah, the shield is actually really good. It blocks a lot, but it also requires a menu. And that doesn't do damage, so you know. But anyway, Nighty is moving on to the one boss that, no matter how much damage, he can't make this go faster. It takes 3 hits. And this fight, this first part of the final boss Gauntlet, sucks.
Yeah, this one is just whack these and just kind of hope they go in a good direction.
I hope they got really good at baseball, because it's the same mechanics.
It's almost as if, like, Nintendo really didn't play this or plan this very well, because this fight really just doesn't feel like the other fights in the game. Because normally normally these games are kind of set up that you hit it and they're in the good spot, but it just seems like they're moving around randomly and that they don't try to be in a good spot for you.
Yeah, having had seen one of the speed runs of this, I'm pretty sure there's a pattern you can do. They might manipulate this fight, which, yeah, because otherwise it sucks.
Well, the good news is
that,
we made most
Kome
of
and
these
Kote are
players.
not...
We made most of these players play Ocarina of Time, so they should know what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, Kome and Kote are not horribly threatening. Alright, now he gets a hit. It's 3 hits total, doesn't matter which ones he puts them on, so that's always nice.
There's 2 hits for 90. Nicely done.
Okay, and now it's moving on to, you know, Kome and Kote transform into Twin Rova. Now this will be interesting, because the Twin Rova fight has a bunch of weird things that are part of it. One of them is you have to hit her, she goes into this, and then you have to hit her with scent seeds. And that's the part I think that's going to mess them up the most.
This game had sort of a weird fetish for scent seeds. It's just like, random... bosses are just randomly weak to scent seeds.
Betty's really thinking about switching to scent seeds right now.
Yeah, it
okay,
worked.
Those work. Mystery seeds work. You know what? I'll like it. I think the scent seed does more damage, so you only get 1 hit in. We'll see. It would normally take 5 scent seeds.
And while you're right that it's similar to Aghanim from A Link to the Past, Aghanim stands and you hit it back to him, whereas this fight makes you hit it, you know, towards somebody else who's flying around randomly.
Yeah.
Alright, Zenik versus Onox. We'll see if this goes as easily for Zenik as it did for Nighty.
No, okay, so Mystery Seed's pretty fast at fighting that boss. I guess maybe it probably does anything but Ember, Gale, or Pegasus Seeds. But anyway, Twin Rova's been defeated, and she's like, well, I can't sacrifice Zelda, so I might as well sacrifice myself. Because, you know, effort.
Yeah, that's
the
thing people
because
do.
of that... Basically, because of that, you know, what she's bringing back, the proper final boss, wait for him to show up, Ganon, is completely insane and has no mind. So Ganon has a bunch of unique properties that actually he shares with Onox, where unless you have the level 3 shield, or level 3 sword, you must spin slash him to do damage. You might be able to do it with that, but he's relatively non-threatening. There are certain attacks you don't want to see just because they take more time. Or, like, you can't hit him very often. Like, this one he's about to throw out a bunch of, like, balls, and, like, you can only hit him, like, maybe once or twice. 3 times, okay.
Yeah, now he's playing very conservatively here, too. He's switching
because of how much
between
damage...
frames.
Because of how much damage Nighty does, he probably is going to end up... So this is interesting. Okay, he dodges the most important part of that. Still takes the super explosion, though. If he is on the ground when he does that pound, he gets wrecked. Okay, so this is the attack you want to see. It's reverse controls, and Ganon follows you, but you can just wail on him. Like, this is by far the best thing you want to see. Nighty's got to be really close. It's got to be like a hit or 2 away.
Zenik is on the fight against Onox, and Zenik is having a lot of trouble here because his basic sword attack doesn't damage Onox.
Nighty got him.
And he's just a few steps away from getting in that dot done. Talks to Zelda on the altar, and there it is.
Yeah, so Onox is immune to everything but spin slashes. It's weird.
Yeah, so Zenik hasn't tried any spin slashes, so he's convinced that Onox got some crazy weakness here.
Yeah, unlike Ganon, where Ganon is a damage threshold to be able to hurt him with regular sword slashes, Onox is just a spin slash check because you should be able to beat the game with a level 1 sword. And while Ganon hits the same weakness to spin slashes, he just has straight like damage reduction. So, or something like that.
That could be something that a lot of players might figure out. If players have played the Link to the Past randomizer, that's a common thing that happens, is they get to a Ganon fight with a weak sword and they have to do spin slashes. So that's something a randomizer player would probably figure out very quickly.
Yeah, and I would say like it's not even like a master sword check, just because like if you have curse ring, you have to spin slash him, so it makes the fight a lot harder.
Hopscotch has entered Onox's castle. Yeah, I mean,
honestly,
there's
Onox is such a fun fight.
There's situations where Master Sword Silverless is nasty. Like if you don't have Fire Rod.
Yeah.
You know that the last phase is going to be really tight on magic.
Especially if you're one of those people who, when you're playing a random, you just like to skip a lot of heart containers.
Yeah.
Like, I see people do that, and I'm just like, I feel like you should just do it, because no, I don't think I've ever... I know they exist, but I don't think you're ever going to see a rando decide to buy 2 seconds because you picked up a heart container. You might win one because you do that. But if you're definitely that good, like, you know, I've watched Andy fight bosses before, and boy is Andy really good at killing Trinex.
Yeah, Trinex is one of those
I
bosses
just pulled up chat and realized Andy was talking, yeah, because I've definitely watched Andy do a Trinex fight, and it's so sick.
Yeah, Trinex is one of those bosses that you can
No, Andy, I watched you do it. You were in a tournament, you were actually racing Pt.5s. Like, this was a couple years ago. Other Andy just hovers over everything.
Hey, Zenik did the spin attack, and it did damage.
There we go. We don't have any of Andys yet. But there needs to be more Andys to continually make people more confused.
Ooh, yeah, missing torch glitch is nasty. Alright, Zenik moving on to phase number 2. Here, Hopscotch is moving on to room number 3 of Onox's Hall of Worst Zelda Enemies.
Did Nighty do bomb choose against Facade?
No.
Okay, yeah, so bomb choose, if you get the right attack from Facade, is really fast. Also, did he figure out how to deflect Did he figure out how to deflect Din away?
Yes, Nighty did.
Okay,
yes.
So the speedrun doesn't do that because when you take damage from Din, your sword frame remains active, so you can get double hits.
Uh-huh.
So, while Zenik's taking a ton of damage, which is a problem, can be okay.
This is the part where Zenik's gotta experiment with some items and figure this out. Which is nasty because Zenik already went through an experiment with items phase here. I have no idea what someone is doing.
Same.
They might be looking for that last heart? Maybe they're looking for heart containers?
So, the last 2 heart containers, I can tell you where they are.
Maple and
They're in
Gacha
Gacha trees and Maple.
Yeah.
Which is why I've never won 100% of this game, because I usually get tired of trying to get one from Maple. Zenik with his heart ring, keeping his health up. I think the plan might just be to get in there, swing his sword, and, you know, take the damage. Not the worst play. Hopscotch also defeating second phase of Onox, doing just that, getting actually a bunch of double hits.
So it's two
and
players,
Zenik getting it too.
2 players moving on to Onox Phase 3. Hopscotch is going to play to see how long he can stay up here. Wonder if this is random which tiles fall, or if
it's random.
Okay.
Because I've tried. I've gotten actually to like the last 3.
So once again, Onox revealing his true form. His true form is actually Wolf Sigma from Mega Man X.
Yeah, it's a darkness dragon, a species, like several other things in the Oracle's games, has never been touched upon by the Zelda series again.
I don't feel like Zelda puts a whole lot of effort into continuity of critters.
Well, no, I just mean reusing races, because like they've definitely like they used the Rito again, although they changed like that entire race to be very different.
Yeah, but then you have others like Subrosians never showed up again. The Twilight people, you know, that's alright, Link saved the Twilight people.
They reference the Twilight people a lot though.
Like what? Where?
I think Breath of the Wild has a couple Twilight people references in them. I'd have to double check. It's just like this is the history.
I mean, I believe you, but...
I think, let me, if I'm remembering this correctly, because they sealed the Twilight Realm, it would have to have been a game before Twilight Princess that touches on it, and I think that timeline just didn't have any other games in it. I think that one is the one that goes to Wind Waker.
Someone is cashing in some rings here. None of those rings were very exciting. So Zenik does still have a potion, and has enough money to buy another potion afterwards, so I'm feeling pretty good that Zenik will be able to do this. Looks like Zenik is going to play the Swap Rings game. It looks like we see Hopscotch doing the same thing.
Yeah, you can combo this boss if you just get up there once, and you can just sort of jump back and forth across. It's really hard to do.
So picking up the last key, so it looks like Anisep may be fighting the boss of Dungeon 8 very shortly. So, someone must be looking for these last pieces of heart. Oh no! Someone is looking for the golden beasts.
Yeah, so Red Ring will entirely trivialize everything. Your sword will do 10 damage a slash. There are no downsides, and that means your spin slash just 20. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is.
I walked into Ganon. I hit him in his I killed him in his first attack. Like that's how that fight goes when you have Red Ring and Master Sword. He didn't get to do a second attack. I just got one where I could hit him 4 times. And Zenik is out of potion, but hitting a spin slash onto Onox is really hard. Yeah, there's the kill.
Did Hopscotch
and
die?
Anisep finally entering Medusa Head.
I think Hopscotch took a death.
Very possible. Yeah, so these Dark Nuts are actually why I know, or the Wall Masters are why I know that there's a rounding thing with the Cursed Sword, because if I spin slash them, they died in 1 hit, otherwise it took 3 sword slashes. But yeah, if you use the Choose on Facade and he does that attack, he only gets 1 attack. It's just over. He just explodes.
Interesting.
Because you can land 5 of them instantly, because they just explode right in his face instantly.
Oh, I see. So you drop it, they explode, then you can drop another one. Whereas
Yeah, so you just mash it, and when he does the fire attack, because he's up for so long, he's just dead. It saves a lot of time. And oh man, the shield can block that move? I didn't know the shield could block that move.
His money's worth out of that shield.
He plays the Legend of Zelda sword and board style, unless you know you're playing. Oh wait, what? 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 It can reflect it.
It reflects it and stuns Medusa.
What? We're learning stuff because nobody's ever used the shield on anything ever. Who equips the shield after you know, stun the or push the spiny out of the way when you play? That's not true. There are plenty of reasons to equip the shield in Link's Awakening after you do that. Mainly involving glitches that you don't do otherwise. Only in the category I run. That's not true. There might be another shield bonk somewhere.
Oh, Anicept takes a death. And no
That's
potions.
rough, but I'm digging the tech of just have mirror shield. Let's see how long it takes Zenik to figure this out.
I'm feeling pretty good about Anicept's chances. Ooh,
Zenik knows the answer to the puzzle.
Anicept's resetting here. How much is Anicept gonna redo?
He saved in the boss fight. I watched him do it.
Good. Okay, that's good. Oh, here we go. Hopscotch figuring out, knocking away Din, knocking her way to safety.
Yeah. This fight, you can sort of manipulate Onox a little bit by constantly staying in a light diagonal on one of his sides, so he'll constantly try to wind up for his slam, but he won't do most of his other moves. And you really just hope that he just doesn't decide to do tornadoes, because he can just do tornadoes. But you can just kind of walk Onox back and forth. It's a nice fight. Okay, so someone does have Red Ring now. Which, everything is gonna die. Everything.
Someone says, "Where's my reward?" Yeah, I don't remember what you do to get the blue ring.
I'm gonna look that up. Because I know I got it, but I don't remember what you do. And then there's Green Ring, which is the rarest, one of the rarest, rings.
Zenik's doing a lot of thinking here about this puzzle ring.
Okay, so you get it. An Oracle of Ages. It is found in the Sea of No Return under a statue. That's it. It's easy.
Huh. Nicely done. Anicept gonna defeat the boss and pick up that pick up that heart container. Hey, Blade Twin Swords, resubscribing at tier 2, 25 months. It's gonna set him up nicely for Mystery Tournament when it starts next month. That's only 2 weeks away.
Now, it did comment with sustenance, but Jal is never around anymore, so someone get Jal to come back. Jal's too busy playing PS2 games.
Yeah, Jal's been busy on her own stream, so it's not like she's disappeared. Unfortunately, Hopscotch taking another death against Onox here. Hopscotch does have money, could go buy a potion. Jal played Patapon last night. I think I saw that. I didn't watch the stream, but I saw her comment on that. Zenik is really struggling with this this eyeball puzzle here. It surprises me.
Yeah, I thought he figured it out, but then he didn't. Like, you just look around the room, you figure out which one of these things is not like the other, and then, like, maybe you're thinking, like, okay, maybe the ones where the most eyeballs are looking. But there's always going to be one with 0. And you just got to do it 6 times. And you don't advance your math until you do it 6 times. Up is the right answer. Nope, nope, nope.
Zenik's just wandering here.
Well, he went the right way. Up. Okay. Nope. Can't undo it, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think Zenik has any idea. There's a chance he looks into it, but...
Anisep's turn to enter Onox's castle. Zenik has obviously figured out that he's got to complete the trade sequence, get the mermaid scale, get that magnifying glass, and then he's got to use that to stare really closely to find the secret passage written on one of the know-it-all birds. So Hopscotch is going to go for a potion here. And I think Anisep is going to jump into Oracle of Ages and cash in some secrets here, which he's going to be really happy he did, because he's going to get his hands on an upgraded sword.
Yeah, and that's... in both games. Zenik is just totally stumped.
And I mean, part of it, too, is recognizing that this is a puzzle that doesn't exist if you don't link game. So hopefully he kind of realizes it's gotta be inside of the...
Yeah, it gotta be self-contained. Watching someone fight Onox right now. Pretty sure, I'm assuming has the red ring.
I believe so.
The shield doesn't work.
Not even...
Just interacting with her does damage to you. Come on, you got a couple items left. Boomerang? Nope.
Although I like that idea.
I'm liking it too.
Ganosep picked up his sword, and he's going to go cash that in, and he's going to be happy. That's going to make his final battle gauntlet much easier on him.
Alright, there we go. Last item to try. No, you have to... Okay, so someone one-shot the second phase.
Yeah.
Red ring! Master Sword Spin Slash! Does a lot of damage. Everybody else was gonna cap out at 13 damage when they did that. He does 20.
And he doesn't even have to unequip it to take less damage.
Yeah, he just takes normal damage. It's so unbelievably over. Oh, I haven't even seen Onox do the attack yet. He has this rain from like above, just a bunch of things. You can block a lot of Onox's attacks with your shield.
Playing his flute, hoping that maybe the whirlwind will come and take him to the...
Alright, there's one hit. This is definitely the fire attacks, especially when Onox takes a lot of damage and he starts like leading shots. They're the most terrifying. Someone was safe and then decided to take a bunch of damage. Alright, here's the second spin slash. Okay, Onox is still standing. I believe Onox is 48 health.
Yeah, that would mean one more hit. Just one more regular sword hit will do it.
This attack right here, you can just block with a shield. But you can also stand in the corner and it like fans out and fans in sort of randomly. Oh, but no, okay, so it wasn't... I'm like, no, why didn't that kill? It's because he didn't have the red ring. So he was only doing 10 damage a slash, and then did the 20. So it would have been a 2-shot. I was like, no, the 48 seems high. It was definitely 32.
Hopscotch making another shot here against Onox, Phase 3. This time, Hopscotch has got a potion in his pocket. Oh, is Anisep gonna go also look for the golden beasts? Oh, I guess Anisep's trying to get to the Onox's castle and is having a little bit of difficulty understanding the map.
Yeah. Zenik, look at their eyes.
What do you think a scent seed smells like? I think it's like a really strong citrusy scent.
Yeah, I'm thinking citrus.
Could also be like a pumpkin spicy sort of scent, like you just throw out a pumpkin.
Raw pumpkin does not smell anything like pumpkin tastes. Wait, did I see a... What ring was that in Anisep's first slot? I'm over the level 3 power ring. Alright. Someone's moving on. Let's see if someone can solve the puzzle. Because Zenik has been walled.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because he was in a great spot. He was in the catbird seat to take second place, but
Hey,
losing all this time.
Left.
Nope. He's gonna go for that Zelda 1, just keep going up until it solves. Who knows, maybe he'll get the lucky all-ups that you were talking about earlier.
I know I've seen it, but I've fought this boss like a lot, because this is just a fun boss to fight. Well, at least the final couple phases. Also, I fought Onox a lot. Onox is a much more fun boss. Varen, whatever, like, she sucks.
Yeah, Varen's kind of dull. What?
Well, especially considering, like, the difficulty in that fight is RNG as to whether or not she decides to be hard and be a spider. Because I've definitely fought her and not seen the spider phase at all.
The other thing would be
listening to someone talk, and I think someone's counting the directions the eyeballs look.
Yeah, that's a thing that you might.
I remember doing that my first time through.
Anisep found the tile room. That's your punishment for wanting a fairy.
Nope. I'm pretty sure someone knows the answer now. Yep, someone knows. I watched him make one right move, and then has continued to do so. Is only 2 rooms away from he go up here.
Yeah, as soon as he counted up the eyes and realized there were 0 of 1, that made it easy.
Yeah. I don't think Zenik is counting up the eyes. Zenik, no, that's an up. The rooms change every time. It's fully random.
literally a randomizer.
Okay, one correct move from Zenik. 0 correct moves from Zenik. Up.
Now it's left.
Left. Yeah. There are 3 eyes I think you can look at and you'll know instantly. It's a little hard because I think it's like 2 in the middle and then 1 on the left, or 1 on the right.
Is this
left.
the same as when
Right.
we were playing Triforce Heroes and you were telling us that you could figure out which
I was
chest had the
definitely
good item?
guessing with like some strange consistency, and then when we started doing it again, I could not remember what the fuck I came up with. But I was correct way more often than I should have been. And I mean, it's one of those things where it was just like, okay, so RNG decides what the loading screen looks like, so I was just technically guessing the seeds. Because, you know, it's the visual cue that you're on the right seed, like the Link's Awakening Switch speedrun. You can confirm that you started your file at the right time based on Link's grunts in his bed. And if you were wrong, it's either one of 2 things. It's like a 50-50 or something like that with those grunts. I'm pretty sure it's 100% consistent, though. Although they changed it so that you can just make a new save file, copy it, and then just reusing it rather than having to guess whether or not you flipped the 50-50 right.
To clarify, changed the rules for the speedrun, not change.
Yeah, they didn't change the game. They changed the rules. Because it just sucked. The game is already kind of a pain in the ass. And just the reset rules also sucked.
Anisep only on 10 bombs. Anisep ignored the red bomb in the Subrosian market, probably assuming that that was just a bomb refill.
So, the stupid part about this is... okay, someone figuring this out. Switching to Mystery Seeds. I'm liking the Mystery Seeds swap. Mystery Seeds actually being able to be shot more frequently is kind of crazy.
Alright, Hopscotch versus
Actually, I did
Eyeball.
know that Mystery Seeds did damage to this boss. I just forgot about it. I knew it at one point.
Hopscotch is looking at it. Is Hopscotch going to figure out the answer?
Okay, wait.
That was
Wait a
one.
minute. Okay, go left. A Hopscotch sees up. Oh, that's 2!
I think Hopscotch sees it.
I hope Hopscotch doesn't start second guessing, because it is 6 rooms of doing this. I mean, you know, it's lower than the 8 I'm used to, but, you know, different. Okay, so let's watch someone fight this boss. Okay, 1 sword slash, 2 sword spin slashes. That's 3. And then this attack he only does if he has, like, no health left. 4. Oh, misses the last hit.
That's it.
Okay, yeah. Red
Easy
ring
day.
busted! 5 spins left, just gone. And now someone is trapped in this room. Hopscotch solved the puzzle. Zenik is either not trying to solve the puzzle.
Zenik is. I think Zenik is just genuinely stumped here.
Yeah.
Anisep sends his bomb chew soldiers out.
Yeah, it hasn't figured out that it's spin slashes that deal the damage.
Yeah, I mean, I think Anisep has been one of the players who has been least likely to use a spin slash. Anisep has been much happier with just using regular slashes.
I mean, if you think about 3D Zelda games love using regular sword slashes, and A Link to the Past also loves using regular sword slashes, because Butter's knife is so good. But most other 2D Zelda games, spin slashes are pretty good. Because in a lot of the other ones, the enemies don't have enough recoil, or you just don't really do enough damage with a regular sword slash, and 2 is much better.
Well, plus the Game Boy Zeldas have a tendency to give you a much longer sword. Link to the Past, your level 1 sword was kind of small. Like,
does it get longer with each sword upgrade?
Yeah, the later sword upgrades are a lot longer.
Yeah, imagine that someone, you know, made a rando seed that had you fight Mothula with 1 heart and fighter sword. And then made me do that for 23 minutes while Roar floundered through 4 other games.
What?
It was during Liz's Gauntlet. I fought Mothula for, I want to say 24 minutes. I had to do a perfect Mothula fight with a fighter sword. The only other items in my inventory were 4 bottles filled with bees.
What the hell were you playing? Why were you playing random randomizers?
On GDQ.
Okay.
Liz Star's Gauntlet.
Huh.
I was against Andy in the finals. He beat me.
Huh.
I like that Gauntlet. That was good.
Yeah, that's just a weird thing because Zelda randomizer, like, I guess you'd have to, like, make sure everybody knew some Zelda beforehand.
Yeah, well, it was like, how much Link to the Past did you play? And like, I played a little bit, and Roar's played a little bit, and it's like, great, here's Mothula with fighter sword and 1 heart. Have fun. Alright, I'm pretty sure even if you play randomizer, no one wants to do that.
There was one of the Zelda ROM hacks, like Parallel Worlds, that was the same thing. It's like, yeah, Mothula's the first boss. We're gonna make you fight it with hammer or something stupid.
Oh, God. Just the fact, and it was like the fact that, like, okay, I hit Mothula with my sword, but it fucking hit the wrong thing, so, you know, it did no damage. There's so many weird things. The Mothula in this game is much nicer.
So someone's reward for beating the game gets a bunch of sweet pixel art.
Up was correct, Zenik. Left is correct, Zenik. He's like stopping to look at them and like just keeps going up. Unless he thinks they're all different rooms and he's looking for any of them are the same.
Maybe. Anisep unfortunately taking a death here. Another player who's struggling a little bit, figuring out that you gotta use your spin slash. And I didn't give any hints in the pace spin about that. So the players are gonna have to figure that out.
Like, the one thing I really like about spin slash in this game in particular is, one, you don't slow your movement speed, right? And since you're waiting for an opening on the boss anyway to hit them most of the time, you're not really wasting any time doing a spin slash on them. Because, you know, if they're vulnerable, you're just doing double the damage. And you're actually getting in there. Now, meanwhile, Hopscotch is fighting Twin Rova and doing no damage. So that's fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, Hopscotch is going to have to hit Twin Rova with some seeds.
Okay, so now the Twin Rova bats have dropped seeds. They dropped an Ember Seed and a Scent Seed. And again, when the game drops ammunition, use the ammunition.
I don't think that Hopscotch is thinking that hard.
I don't know why anybody doesn't think that.
That's like high level strategy there.
I don't think it's that high level. It's why are there bullets in like this room? I guess I need to use my gun.
Do slingshots count as a gun?
I mean, I was just saying something in general, but it's like if in any video game, if you just like, you know, you end up before a boss and it's just like, oh yeah, there's just a bunch of ammunition lying around the ground. You know a boss is coming up because they want you to use like a gun.
And so here at the end, we see someone on a boat. We're gonna go sailing. This is setting us up for another Zelda game, Link's Awakening.
No, they changed the order of the timeline.
What?
This is after Link's Awakening now. It goes A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, and then Oracle of Seasons and Ages, and then, like, this is him going to train and retire.
So when does Spirit Tracks fit into the timeline?
Isn't that like 400 plus years after Phantom Hourglass?
I don't know.
I know it's on the Wind Waker timeline because you're a descendant
It can't be that
of...
far after it because Nico is still alive and he's just an old dude.
Like whatever it was like they sailed off. I mean, yeah, because Nico tells you the story, right? You sail off, and they found this new land, and then Link and Tetra had a family, and that's the story.
Hey, Zenik got it. Zenik solved it.
Hooray!
I think that's a tangible progress if the stream has ever
okay,
had one.
so A Link to the Past leads into Link's Awakening, leads into Oracle of Seasons, and Ages, which occur simultaneously in time, because, to make that more confusing, although I guess it makes sense with whatever the hell happens in Oracle of Ages.
Well, I mean, both of the Oracle of Ages involves a magical harp that manipulates time, so it's perfectly understandable if just somehow time got screwed up.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time already fucked up the timeline. But that leads into the Triforce splitting, that goes to A Link Between Worlds, and then that link goes to wherever the fuck Fashion Kingdom and apparently Triforce Heroes is on the timeline. And then that leads to The Legend of Zelda and The Adventure of Link.
Okay. So, Link's crossbow training.
That's on the Twilight Princess one, which that is Majora's Mask leads to Twilight Princess, because Twilight Princess shows you what happened to Ganondorf when Zelda and young Link told the king that Ganondorf was, evil. And they stabbed him. It didn't work. And apparently that leads into Four Swords Adventures. And then, in the timeline with no hero and Ganon sealed forever, that goes to Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks.
What about Faces of Evil?
That is, explained away because, they just squaddled. They were off. That's after The Adventure of Link, obviously.
Okay, so that fits later in the timeline.
Yeah. And then I think the insertion to Breath of the Wild is literally like they put a bunch of dots that said a shitload of time had passed, and then Breath of the Wild is like it's the end of the timeline or something like that.
But it can't be the end of the timeline because Breath of the Wild 2.
Well, no, I think they were basically saying that all timelines would eventually devolve into that because Ganon hijacked Demise's resurrection cycle super hard. Because there was Demise's curse, and then, other people showed up, and there were villains, and then Ganondorf showed up, and he just hijacked the entire thing. So yes, the Legend of Zelda series itself had been hijacked by Ganon.
So, you're talking about the last game of the series is going to turn into Ganon as, like Shigeru Miyamoto?
Yeah, maybe.
That's the secret.
Ganondorf hijacked a train to fight you at the end of Spirit Tracks. That's exactly what happened. I don't care if they gave it a different name. It was absolutely Ganondorf.
And that was super bitchin'. Like, the fight against the train in Spirit
Tracks. Oh, the fight was great, but I was just so mad that it was Ganon.
Like, Spirit Tracks
come on!
Spirit Tracks, the whole ending was great.
I loved Phantom Hourglass. I thought it was a phenomenal game. Linebeck is a great character with great character development. And the villain was just, it was just a sea demon, and it reminded me a lot of Link's Awakening in that, regard. And then they just, yeah, no, don't worry about it. By the way, Spirit Tracks 1, the character development was worse. It was probably one of the better portrayals of Zelda as, an individual person, for sure.
It was the best one. And also the best helper. Like screw Fee. Fee sucked. Zelda as your helper was great.
Yeah, but, there were so many things that were just so messed up. So imagine you're playing this and it takes like 5 attacks to knock Twin Rova over, and she does like 4 hearts of damage.
Yeah, that red ring absolutely made it trivial for
Red ring is a joke. It's so powerful.
Anisep is going digging here. I wonder if Anisep is trying to get money for buying a potion.
Very possible.
Because the level 3 power ring only gives you 3 more points of damage. The red ring doubles your damage, which is kind of ludicrous.
Because the Master Sword does 5 damage, so rather than doing 8, you do 10. And when you spin slash, instead of doing 10, you do 20, which is so much damage. And how much health does Ganon actually have?
Zenik just jumping right back into this. I would at least step outside to top off the health. Zenik and Hopscotch are both a little bit stuck here that they don't know to use the seeds against Twin Rova. Because Twin Rova really throws you off. She makes the I'm hurt sound. Okay, Hopscotch has got it. Hopscotch has figured it out.
Yeah, because Hopscotch saw the seeds drop.
I'm not even sure if Hopscotch actually connected those things. Anisep is in fact going to buy a potion. Could also buy some more bomb chews. As our players are trying to finish this up, a reminder that this is the last blind segmented race we're doing for the year, because in 2 weeks and some change, Mystery Tournament 16 starts. We're going to be filling this channel up with lots of blind races. Sadly, the deadline for signing up for Mystery Tournament has passed, so if you're not signed up, you can't get in on it, and shame on you, because Mystery Tournament is a lot of fun. Everybody should play it at least once.
Yeah, this website's saying after about 10 hits, which, that's not helpful. That's the closest I can find. Which, I don't know. Someone's gotta have the HP numbers.
Hopscotch is not using more seeds against Twin Rova. That's not good. Perhaps Hopscotch mistakenly didn't think that was actually doing anything. Oh wait, no, here he goes, getting out his seed shooter. His
Yeah, he wants to
slingshot.
dodge with the feather.
So when Link gets the Rock's cape, what does he do with the feather? Does he just leave it in the box for the next hero, or is he's still carrying around the feather?
Maybe he's using both. Maybe the Rock's feather is just woven. The reason why he can jump twice because he has both of them secretly.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say he finds the cape, but you've got to put the feather as the last piece of the cape. It's made.
Yeah.
The cape is made of feathers.
Zenik knows something's up, but he doesn't quite know what yet. Because, again, I feel like Twin Rova's insanely exaggerated, stun phase. It's the only time you see both sides, right?
Yeah, that's a good sign that something has happened there. Yeah, when are we gonna get the Link who dual wields? Kingdom Hearts got that out of their system. Kingdom Hearts 2.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in Breath of the Wild 2. Because, like, you know, just remake Oracle of Ages and let Link dual wield the Rod of Seasons and the sword. that'd be good. Write that down, Nintendo.
We just have too many good ideas for Nintendo. They can handle it.
Yeah, they can't. It's a lot of work.
Have you ever played Zelda Classic, Alpha?
Zelda Classic.
Oh man, you're not familiar with Zelda Classic?
Maybe not.
So Zelda Classic is like a Zelda make your own adventure sort of program, and people made a bunch of really sweet like Zelda ROM hacks, but it's not a Zelda ROM hack. So like they mixed in a whole bunch of stuff, like items from other Zelda games are mixed together. Yeah, so I think we totally need to make Alpha play Dr. Wily's Revenge on Zelda Classic.
Oh god.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
that sounds bad.
It's its own engine. It started off, somebody just like for fun was just gonna remake classic Legend of Zelda, and so they wrote like a whole engine by themselves, and then they created a level editor for it, and then it just turned into a thing where people just make lots of Zelda sort of ROMs. Yeah, we should make Alpha play some Zelda Classic, Dr. Wily's Revenge.
Why Dr. Wily's Revenge?
Because it's the best Zelda hack.
Okay. Okay, maybe I'll play that.
It's pretty amazing.
Anyway, if you were wondering where all the unique boss fight music was, you know, there's like so many boss fight musics, and for whatever reason, they use Varan's theme for the Room of Rights.
Alright, sounds like you're gonna have to download that and play that right after this.
I'm really busy today, I don't have time. Maybe sometime later.
That's why Phantom Matt is gonna make it up in a zip file so that you have no excuses.
You know what? Sure.
Hopscotch
I will eventually have to, you know, finalize my divorce with Nightmare when It Takes Two, so you know.
Yeah, you need to play more of that. Alright, so we've got Zenik has figured out Twin Rova, figured out gotta use the
Everybody's switching to the mystery seeds, and it must just be because of Varan. Every time I'm like, okay, Seed Shooter does damage, send seeds. That was always how my head worked for it.
Hopscotch is on final ultimate Ganon.
Okay, Hopscotch dodges that attack, and still eats the Kamehameha wave.
Yeah, but he dodged the the earthquakes. That's all it's important.
Yeah, he dodged the stun, but Earthquake doesn't do any damage in this game, you know, bad Pokemon move. Okay, so imagine doing this fight with a Seed Shooter and level 1 Feather, and this is why playing H2 is way harder than Seasons.
Yeah, because the equipment loadout you have for this boss is different in the different games.
Yeah. And the Seed Shooter is very required, and so is the Feather, and it's just your ability to dodge is way lower. Hopscotch on half a heart.
I
think Ganon has maybe like 100.
Has Anisep done any damage to this boss?
I have no idea.
I don't think Anisep has done any damage to Onox.
Hopscotch is trying real hard.
But it's not
and lands on Ganon. Ganon, once you understand what Ganon's attacks are, because you can always tell when he's going to do his lunge, because well, he's gonna do it because he shows up, you know, with his Asgore stance and everything. Although this was Asgore far before Asgore.
This could be Asgore was based off of this. In fact, I think that
I honestly wouldn't be surprised knowing Toby Fox's work.
Anisep is trying to damage Onox with the shovel.
There are enemies that can be defeated with the shovel. Onox is not one of them. And oh, Zenik is the first person to get hit by that move. And Ganon misses! What? I've never seen Ganon miss that! Okay, Zenik has realized that the controls are reversed, and really, that's the best attack, because you can just wail on Ganon. And Zenik gets him!
Nicely done.
It's over. Well, Hopscotch, I guess, is farming up another potion, because did not elect to save.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Hopscotch, get out your shovel. You know how to do it. You shovel them all. You shovel all that money. Oh, hey, Anisep figured it out. Anisep has figured it out, and now suddenly it sucks again. Oh, Anisep figured that out in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, compared to everything else that has gone wrong for Anisep.
He figured that out in
Figuring
no
Din
time.
out instantly. Like, in fairness, some of the other people didn't bother figuring it out. They just, you know, took advantage of the fact that if you spin slash into Din, you're probably getting a double hit. And
here is our last Wolf Sigma fight.
Darkness Dragon.
Wolf Sigma.
Yeah, this is the best side-scrolling boss in the series, probably.
I don't know, the side-scrolling fish boss in Link's Awakening is pretty good. Especially
that thing dies. That thing dies before it can get its text box out.
Especially if in that room you've got to fight the
oh, you have to fight Facade in that room?
boss.
Yeah, that that fight's a disaster. Actually, no, Evil Eagle. I will say the Link's Awakening bosses are better if you fight them properly. But I can't do it anymore because it's so easy to not.
Man, the Evil Eagle fight in Four Swords Adventures, that's pretty good too. Does that count as a 2D boss? Because you do have to go.
I don't remember that fight.
That's the one where the eagle is flying at you in the mountain, and you have to, like, the Links on top of the mountain have to make him crash into the mountain, and then when his head is stuck in the mountain, the Links in the mountain have to kill him.
I'd have to think. It's been a long time since I played Four Swords Adventures, because like when I played that the first time, like it was a place where you could still rent video games.
Yeah, that's another good one. If we could get Four Swords Adventures multiplayer over...
Well, they just released that MGBA, like, you can actually net play properly Four Swords Adventures.
If we could get that working, that would be amazing. We need to do net play Four Swords Adventures.
I will absolutely do that. We're gonna get to the Village of the Blue Maiden, and we're all gonna forget how it's done and get lost, and then we're just gonna clip over or something.
Yeah. No, Four Swords...
Village of the Blue Maiden, for whatever reason, is by far, like, the biggest wall in that game for no good reason.
Yeah, well, it's because it's basically a point-and-click adventure game with Zelda clothes on.
Yeah. It's because you have to talk to certain people at certain times, and it just makes it hard.
The impossible part of playing Four Swords Adventures for me is anytime you got to a place where there was only one boomerang, everybody would fight over it, because everybody's like...
Oh, that's not Evil Eagle, that's the Helm Rock King.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing.
No! That's a Wind Waker enemy.
Evil Eagle is just Helmarok King when he's not wearing his disguise.
Now, Evil Eagle is a giant eagle ridden by the Grim Creeper.
How do I load quests in Zelda Classic? I don't know. It's been like 5 years since I've played that. Helmarok King is wearing his mask. It's his disguise.
Yeah, and it gets broken off, and during that fight.
And it
It's still not Evil
reveals
Eagle.
his true identity as the Evil Eagle.
Hopscotch, just get out your fucking shovel. And it's looking a lot healthier this time.
Well, most of Anicep's loss previously was just because he had no idea what he was doing on this fight. Now that he knows what he's doing. How much damage did Anicep take from hitting... Holy...
He was at full health when that phase started.
Holy cow, what happened?
He got smacked away, hit Tin twice, and then got hit by another thing. That was like a cat. Like he took in basically a single thing 8 hearts of damage.
Holy cow, that hurt.
As fun as it was, I don't recommend fighting Onox with the cursed ring. This is by far the hardest boss in the game if you don't just.
Oh man,
murder
did
him.
you see that? Anicep got the triple hit.
Yeah, triple hit. Yeah, the claw does not reach all the way over to the side. You don't have to try and jump over it.
Well, his timing on his jump was pretty good. He managed.
Oh,
to
it
get
was.
up top.
He was riding it.
Yeah, Anicep has surprised us with some really good plays here. Like he's getting some good combo hits here on Dark Dragon.
Okay, Onox is low because he doesn't do this attack until he's like over, like he's at like 25%. But no, this fight, this particular phase, when I did my cursed ring thing, was just by far the worst. Because he's so hard to deal with if you can't quick kill him. And I just don't know how to do that.
So poor Zenik didn't find all of the pieces of heart, as we were surprised to find. That game scooches over.
I'm not surprised because two of them are really, really random.
Yeah, there's no good way to get the piece of heart from Maple.
Or the Gasha one.
Yep, the Gasha
There's
one.
ones you can increase your odds a little bit. But yeah.
And there is the kill for Anicep. Manages to defeat Dark Dragon Onox. It's going to be able to move on to the final battle. Oh, Anicep's sound is so quiet.
Yeah, but it's the only clean sound we have.
Yeah, I'm just going to put on some Rainwave. Let's get some Rainwave going. Here we go. We've got a 15-minute Link to the Past remix on Rainwave, so that's perfect. That's what we'll listen to. So this is a good choice. I'm glad we had an opportunity to do this game, do the full linked game, so people get the full experience. So we've got Hopscotch farming up some monies to buy another potion. Hopscotch has gotten to the final phase of Ganon. But unfortunately, Hopscotch refuses to get out the shovel, digging for ore chunks, digging down for more chunks. Alright, how long is it going to take Anicept to solve this puzzle? It's the right way? Oh, Anicept figuring this out pretty quick. Looks like it. It's 3 right. Anicept second-guessing himself a little bit here. I think Anicept made a mistake. Alright, nope. Made it through. So well done by Anicept. The level 3 power ring is really pretty tricky to use because you have to be careful not to take damage. We saw a lot of players swapping rings on and off. We saw Hopscotch in particular spending a lot of time pulling that ring on and off in order to maximize damage output, minimize damage taken. And then we saw someone, 325, did take the time to defeat all 4 of the golden beasts. And the reward for defeating all 4 golden beasts is the red ring, whereas the level 3 power ring increases your damage by 3 points. The red ring simply doubles your damage and doesn't have any other effects. And so that means that if you have the level 3 power ring equipped. Oh, Hopscotch, there's a potion. Hopscotch is going to just dart out and grab that.
Yeah, it's right in front of him. How lucky is that?
That's exactly what he was hoping to see. Yeah, if you have a
or
level
at least
3...
enough money, which is 2 away, but still.
If you have the level 3 power ring, that's a maximum damage of 13. If you do a spin slash, which does 10 points by default, and that's plus 3 damage. If you have the red ring, you are dealing 20 points of damage with a spin slash. That's pretty darn broken. We're learning all about everything a shield can do in this game. Anicept has been our shield warrior.
Yeah, the answer is it actually blocks like a lot.
It's really, really powerful.
It's like, I know it made the D2 skip, which is the most horrible trick in any Zelda speedrun. Okay, so there's a seed drop. D2 skip, it makes the lineup way better, because you can bounce off of something and you don't have to have like triple frame perfect everything to save 15 minutes, which is how much time D2 skip saves. And even in all essences, it saves 5 minutes.
I think Anicept's at that phase where he's figuring out something weird's going on here. But he's not certain what. Free heart for Anicept. Hopscotch knows all these fights. He knows what he has to do. He's just got to execute. He made it to the Ganon phase and just took a death. So this should be a pretty clear sailing for Hopscotch now that he knows all the tricks.
Okay, there's a Sensi drop. Nope. No correlation. Why would things drop seeds?
Because that's what they do. The bats eat the fruit, and then they have fruit seeds in their guano, and when you slash them, they poop themselves, and they poop out a seed. And that's why they drop seeds.
Okay. Okay.
It makes perfect sense.
Eh. Well, I think Hopscotch is a power ring equipped right now for fighting Kome and Kothig. I just don't know why. Like taking superfluous damage for something that you can't do anything about.
There's nothing wrong with taking superfluous damage. That was almost a good hit. I mean, we understand that in order to take that ring off, Hopscotch should have to open the menu, and opening menus in Game Boy Zelda is just really sucks.
No, he didn't have it. It's just he was taking just a ton of damage, I guess.
Huh?
Or they just do 3 normally.
Alright, so it looks like... Oh, it looks like Anicep's got it. Alright, he already figured it out. It's Mystery
And the fact
Seeds.
that Mystery Seeds, you can hit them way faster with, apparently.
I think Anicep has taken more damage. Like, I think all our players have taken more damage from that lava pit at the bottom of the screen than anything else in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, when I was playing through to dodge attacks, sometimes just jump into the lava pit because, you know, when you can't afford to take any damage.
Hopscotch playing super optimal here, switching over to the red joy ring just long enough to pick up a heart and get an extra heart out of it. Anicep is just going back in here. Anicep says, screw fairies, screw health refills, I'm just going in. He's going straight for it.
See, here's the thing that's bugging me about how some of them are moving is... So, Twin Rova has a period where she's invincible, right? Where she runs back to the middle. Charge a Spin Slash!
Spin slashes are slow.
No, but you can hit her on the frame that she transitions, like, instantly. It's a free hit.
You need to join
like, right now, you can't do anything else, so just charge a Spin Slash.
You need to join these segmented races and show them all how to do it.
I have played this game so many times. Yet someone, your Spin Slash just did 20 damage.
Yeah, Spin Slashes are pretty amazing in this game, and some of our players have struggled a bit because of that. Anicep took forever to get through the Ganon fight.
Alright, Hopscotch
fight.
has a potion and a heart, so Hopscotch basically just has 14 hearts.
Yes.
Although, I think he's basically invulnerable while his potion refills his health bar, although he will take the damage knockback. A change from the Oracle's engine, or the Link's Awakening engine, where you were completely invincible while refilling from potions, so you can skip stuff. You could skip the flame, you didn't need the level 2 shield that way. You could also beat the game without Feather using potion shenanigans. Beating the game without Feather is incredibly difficult because of a stupid thing in Dungeon 5. Just like the rest of the game.
Yeah, Anicep is in kind of rough shape here. Didn't even have a full health bar to start, and he's kind of low. I'm not certain what Anicep's strategy here, other than he's hoping that he's just gonna get a badass run here.
It's very possible. Ganon's really easy to dodge.
Yeah, but like you said before, there's these periods where he's just gone. Why aren't you charging up a Spin Slash so that you can
why not? Why not believe in? Okay, there you go, Hopscotch.
Because Ganon's just made of hitbox.
Yeah, like his sprite is gargantuan. Oh yeah, the one lava tile and touching me. Like, why'd you just let him do that? Why'd you go up there and beat the crap out of him?
Hopscotch, well, in Hopscotch's defense, he doesn't know if there's going to be, like, a 4th phase or a 5th phase. I mean, for all he knows, this is fucking Kingdom Hearts, and we've got about 37 phases left in the final.
Oh, God. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 final bosses take so long. Hopscotch did it!
Unfortunately, Hopscotch began while he was in the alternate dimension, so he'll stay there forever. Hops! And there is the dot done from Hopscotch with an SRL time of 2 hours, 36 minutes, 4 seconds. Very well done. Looks like Anisep is in farming for money mode, or at least farming for some hearts. He's got his sword and his shield. Anisep really loves that shield. He's really getting mileage out of the shield. And in ways that we didn't know you actually could get mileage out of the shield. So this has definitely been an educational experience for us. Of course, that's one of the reasons why we love doing these blind races of these games, is that it's always great to see all of the interesting things players come up with. Although I am getting a little bit ragey right now that Anisep is not spin slashing the grass. Like, I'm raging just more than a little bit at this.
I was talking about that. We didn't know if anybody had it, but yeah the 8th dungeon ice sucks because it messes with so many things.
That's unfortunate we didn't get the look for the dog minigame in the on stream. Hopscotch's comment, I can't believe Maple trolled me right at the end in 2 different games. This is our last blind segmented race of the year. We've got Mystery Tournament coming up in a couple of weeks. I don't know if Roar has anything planned. I don't know if he's going to be doing any more blind races. I know we've got a couple of new restreamers that kind of need a chance to learn the ropes. I was hinted a little bit that maybe we ought to do a couple of weekly blinds just to give them an opportunity to learn the setup, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. We'll certainly see some mystery races starting up in a few weeks, December 1st being the first day of Mystery Tournament 16. In the meantime, we've always got lots of opportunities for other folks to race. We have a number of blind races that go on here. So if you're interested in more blind racing action here on the Mystery Funhouse channel or in the community, if you join our Discord, we always have people posting exciting, strange things. In particular, ball games are very popular lately. people looking for some weird ball games to play, I know that Internet Dirigible recently started a ball games Steam group that you can join where they play and rate the many strange and wonderful ball games on Steam.
Yeah, there's been a lot of ball games recently.
Somebody should make a Link's Awakening hack where it's just all carrying the ball around Evil Eagle Tower, but like the whole game is the tower, and then that would count as a ball game. Set this on the fight with Twin Rova now. He's got his shield out. That's helping him block a lot of hits here. Not doing too shabby here. It's what, 4 seeds? How many seeds to finish off Twin Rova?
5. And then Ganon's pretty easy.
Ganon's pretty easy, although Anisep does need to be cautious.
I wonder if the shield just blocks everything Ganon does.
Unfortunately, Anisep is not getting out his attack up ring, so he can't kill the bats in one hit. That's unfortunate.
The bats are so strong.
Although, to be fair, it really does throw you off to play a Zelda game and a keys takes more than one hit.
Yeah. No, when I was doing the cursed ring thing, like there was no hope for me to even try to kill a bat.
And I did mention it in the pace spin. When you beat the game, you do get the hero's secret password, and that hero's secret will let you start a linked game. Or it'll let you start a carryover game with Oracle of Seasons so that you can carry over all of your rings. So if you wanted to try to do a
it lets you play it in both directions. Yeah, it lets you play the game in both directions, which is really nice because there are differences. The end of the game is harder. Just because your item loadout for Twin Rova is different and your ability to dodge Ganon is much harder with just Rock's Feather. But, like, there are certain plot points, like, playing Seasons second is, replaying Seasons is fine because they do change up, like, the locations of some things. Ages second has a lot of crazy stuff that goes on. And the secrets back to back to Seasons are really cool, and a little less tedious to put in because you don't have to re-navigate the world, right? You have to navigate the Seasons world, which is so much easier.
Yeah, so not doing too hot here on the Ganon fight. Unfortunately, his beloved shield is just not cutting the mustard here.
You might as well break out the feather. It's Tales of Arise. I was like. For the longest time, I'm just like, it says block on everything, and I don't remember learning block. Because they got rid of block, and you have dodge.
Oh yeah, that's the new Tales.
That's the new one, yeah. So you have dodge, except for one character that has block. But they just list it in the controls. So I'm just like, I guess I must just get a character later that can block instead.
Yeah, what was I playing? I was playing something recently. Maybe it was Kingdom Hearts 3 I was playing that, like, you had a dodge and you had a block. And, like, I totally didn't use one of those things. Or I would go through a period...
I think block is really, really good in some part. Like, block is insanely good in Kingdom Hearts 2 when you're doing critical mode shit. Especially during, like, the fights leading up to the final boss, where the enemy is significantly faster than you are. those fights, block is great. Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't think I've ever used block.
Yeah, maybe that's not the one I was thinking of. I was playing a game, and it's like there would be a period where I would dodge everything. It'd be like, okay, I'm dodge mode, dodge it, dodge it, dodge it, dodge it, and then finally I got to some point where it's like, okay, this fight is just not working. It can't have been Kingdom Hearts, because there was nothing in Kingdom Hearts that was actually difficult. But
no, I mean, when I played the Kingdom Hearts, the first one, the first time, the only fight that sucked was Dark Riku.
Right.
Because, you know, you get out of a section where you can't grind up your party, you can't change their inventory, and if you were like a little low level, well, that sucks. So Dark Riku sucks. And if it's the original version, you have to watch the cutscene every time. So it's 5 minutes long. But yeah, you weren't playing Dark Souls or something, were you?
No, it wasn't Dark Souls. That was a while ago. What was I playing? I'd have to dig through my pile of games and figure out which one it was. Playing something, and it was like I would dodge everything, and it was dodge, it was dodge, it was dodge, and at some point dodge just wasn't cutting the mustard, and so it's like did some blocking. It must have been the new God of War. I bet that was it. I bet it was new God of War. That I started off and everything's like, you got the tutorial for the do your block, and you do your block, and you do super parry, and you get a hit, and it's like, oh man, this is amazing. And then at some point I fought a boss, it's like, I'm not blocking anything. And then I started doing some dodges, and oh, holy shit, dodges are amazing, and it was nothing but dodge. Like, my brain couldn't wrap around dodge and block were both options available to me.
Yeah, I can get that.
Anisep tries to avoid the fire bats by jumping into a pool of magma. It works.
Sometimes, what is it, when you fight Link's Awakening, if you're going to take a hit on the final phase, the final boss, the eyeball does 1 heart of damage, and the rest of the body does 2 hearts damage. You just kind of sit on his face until he opens his eyeball, and then you can murder him.
Alright, much better Twin Rova Phase 2 fight here from Anisep. We're on to Ganon. Last time, Anisep was trying to play very defensively against Ganon, and I felt like maybe that's the wrong strategy. Really, I think he wants to just get in Ganon's face with spin slashes. Even without the power ring equipped, he'll be dealing 10 points for spin slash. And what did you say you looked it up? It was like 48 points for Ganon?
So Ganon, it said he died in what, 4 or 5 spin slashes? Because he just has a lot of health. I think it's like probably 96 as a weird number. Just anything that's divisible by certain sets of bits. So that'd be 64 plus 32.
Right.
It might be like 100. It's not 128, but it should take. We can count it. How many times does Anisep hit Ganon?
2. So we've got 2 slashes.
Yeah, so that's 10 points of damage. So let's figure this out, because the internet doesn't seem to want to tell me how much health this guy has.
So we're at 15. It's 20. We're doing good so far. It's 25. Oop, Anisep takes a hit. I think
30.
That's 30. It's 35, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard to tell.
That was a miss. Alright, we're up to... Oh, no, I think that was a miss. Come on, you can do it.
It's either 30 or 40, one of the two.
40, alright, we're up to 40. What is Anisep equipping? Anisep stumbling a little bit in his inventory, but he gets back to where he wants. Oh, Ganon's doing that teleport thing.
Oh, this is the one Anisep wants.
50. 55. Just hit him. Just whack him.
It's... Anisep's gonna die if he does this. I was gonna say he's gonna die if he does this attack in particular.
Miss.
Unless he misses again!
Ha 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 ha.
Literally never seen that attack work like that. That's so funny.
And we got it twice. So we're up to 55. Oh, here we go. It's this again. 60. Come on, just whack him. At 65. Oh, he takes the death. Anisep was way...
Equip the feather!
Yeah, he's way too defensive. He really needs to be way more aggressive. And spin slashes. Spin slashes would have made that a trivial fight. This Anisep is absolutely just... he is morally opposed to spin slashes. He considers spin slashes to be unethical cheating. So Anisep's got phase 1 of Twin Rova down. He's pretty good at phase 2. I guess he's recognizing that he needs to deal a lot of damage here for phase 2 Ganon. Really, the thing he's losing the most is that he could be pulling off spin slashes at the beginning of Ganon's turns and then running away after. Just not pulling that off. But then again, it's real easy for us. We've got the benefit of we've watched 4 players beat this game just now, so of course we know all the strategies for doing this. Does Anisep have his auto regen health ring on? I wonder if that's part of
I don't know what Anisep has on. I don't think Anisep has one of those. Anisep's just getting the crappy out of him right now.
Yeah, this Twin Rova phase 1 is going a lot more poorly than it did on his previous attempt. Made it through phase 1 of Twin Rova. Anisep playing very defensively here. He wants to get through this with as little damage as possible. So he's got a strategy in mind. He's getting ice. And it's just to get that second hit off, but he's already depleted half of his life. It's 3 hits in Twin Rova phase 2, 2 more to go. Back to an ice phase. Taking a couple of hits from the ice sliders.
I can't imagine not having feather equipped there. It's just so much effort to dodge anything that the thing is doing.
The big thing is he's really liking his shield, and he can't have shield and feather at the same time. Oh, those fire bats just ripped through him. These fire bats hurt so badly.
Okay, so one thing about Twin Rova, because this literally has not come up yet, is that the damage, when she switches, it stays. I had even considered, when doing my first ring challenge, to just put down a bunch of damage in the fire phase, so I could constantly skip the ice phase, because it was so hard to control them when you take double damage and do a half damage. Knocking her out of the phase was hard. Eventually got used to Twin Rova, but that is something that happens. Figured I'd talk about that.
Yeah, that could be a useful strategy. Of course,
then you get to skip the phase you don't want to do.
Yeah, all the rings in the game do give you opportunities to do a lot of fun, like, gimmick races. You can do gimmick playthroughs. We talked about Alpha doing his cursed ring playthrough. You can equip the punch ring so that you can punch things.
Expert's ring does as much damage. It's just like 4 points of damage. I'm pretty sure you can defeat Ganon with Expert's ring. I hope you can. If you can't defeat Ganon with Expert ring, then there's no point in playing the game. Although, you know, I guess Zelda lore says you probably got to beat him with a Master Sword. Or the Force Sword that one time. Ganon sure has been murdered and sealed away so many times. Usually sealed away, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those bad guys who just keeps coming back. Although he's pretty competent. I mean, he seems to get pretty far along.
Oh yeah, he usually gets extremely far along his plots. Like, or rather, he succeeds, and it takes people literally altering time to stop him.
Alright, looks like Anisep has accepted. He is going for a potion.
Yeah, because like you think about it, okay, Ganon's first plot was Ocarina of Time. He absolutely succeeded in that plot. He won. And then they had to change time, splinter the timeline into 3 things where he still won in one of them. And then he gets there's the timeline where he gets killed and sealed away. Or, well, he gets sealed in all of them. And then A Link to the Past happens. He gets killed. And Link is just like, I need to go on a quest because, like, that shit was tragic. Link's Awakening happens. And he has nightmares about Ganon on a windfish. Heads back and then finds out 2 annoying people are alive. Trying to bring back Ganon. And that works, but because they sacrifice themselves, comes back as a psychopath.
Then you got tragic Ganon in Wind Waker, who he just wants some water.
Yeah, Ganon in Wind Waker honestly is written like a lot. All he wants to do is rule. Like it's a way different feel from a lot of the other ones. And when he destroys it, he's just like, "Fuck this! Everyone's going down with the ship. I'm done."
Yeah, that one was like the King of Red Lions was the real jerk in that one. The King of Red Lions is like, you know what? You can't have this kingdom. I'm gonna destroy it instead. That's better.
Yeah, and I mean, but it was just like that Ganon was just. That was such a weird one, because like his characterization was just like, and it was probably because it was how many hundreds of years in the future, and he's just like, nah, I'm just fucking done. Like, I'm just so done. I just want my castle. That's it. That's all I want.
You know, we really need to get the Zelda game where you play as the guy in the green tunic, but then it's like, plot twist, you're Ganon. Yeah, maybe that'll be the one where you start with a bunch of cool items, and like you have to go through the dungeons, and you have to like put the items there.
Put the items in the dungeons.
Or maybe you should have a Zelda game where that's like the second quest. Like the first quest is go through all the dungeons, solve all the puzzles, and then the second quest is they remix all the dungeons, so you got to use the items to put the items back. Yeah, Assassin's Creed was exactly what I was thinking. Although Assassin's Creed, you know, spoilers, Assassin's Creed 3, after you do that, it's like, okay, now you play as the good guy.
Yeah.
sometimes taking the time to farm some rupees so that you can buy a potion, that's the way to go. So this is taking some time, but this will be good because this will guarantee Anicept gets the clear here.
There's a rupee conversion rate, I think, for ore chunks, and it's way easier to dig up ore chunks.
Yeah, ore chunks are pretty fast, but this isn't bad. This is
no,
getting
it's not. It's really not.
The only thing that might make a difference is if he had the whatever the ring is that doubles your rupees.
Oh, the joy ring.
Yeah.
Just get the golden joy ring, which is hidden in Oracle of Seasons behind a wall you would have no reason to bomb, and that gives you the effect of all joy rings at the same time.
Let's see. So we did. So I'm thinking back. What are the games we played? I think. What did we start with? I think Terranigma was the first game we played this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go through my files and remember what are all the things that I did.
Yeah, you swap between that and like Mythical 9. We did a bunch of random things.
We did Star Tropics. Star Tropics.
Star Tropics. I love Star Tropics.
We did Ease. That was a good one. We did Goemon 64. That was a really good one.
Yeah, that was fun.
There's the big rupee for Anicept that will get him 100 rupees on his way. Mist was a fun one. That was a good one. I want to do more of the cooperative games.
And we'll find a bunch of people to play Four Swords, because while I bet all of us have maybe beaten it alone, no one's played that with other people. I tried, and they all quit at the Village of the Blue Maiden.
I have actually beaten that game cooperatively, and it's interesting because there are a lot of the levels do change their design if you're playing with multiple people.
Yeah, and like the fact that you can multitask, and it's neat.
Let's see.
But, oh yeah, no, it was one set of people quit at the Village of the Blue Maiden. The other set of people I played with quit when it didn't matter if they all upvoted the second place person and everyone downvoted me at the end. I was still in first place every time.
And then the other fun thing is it's got the mini game, so it's not enough to just play through it. You've also...
Oh yeah, you gotta do the horse races and shit.
Yep, the horse races were fun. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you get to ride Epona in that game. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a great mini game.
Yeah, it's definitely one we got to look at. We got to do that as multiplayer. Yeah, then we had a bunch of stuff that we did. We did that co-op day. Yeah, that co-op day with Mysterium, that went great. I was like,
co-op day was a thing.
Yeah, the whole time I was worried that, I was like, man, what's the second game? I almost didn't include Mysterium. Originally, I was going to put Who Framed Roger Rabbit on the NES.
Mysterium was by far the best one. Like, Nico Jazz was writing down the notes. I was shouting out all the others. Like, we just worked so well together on that one. That was a great one.
Yeah, that worked out great.
We played that last game, and it was just too much.
Yeah, well, the last game probably would have been better if we actually had spreadsheet software. That...
If spreadsheet or the ability to delete elements. It's just, the whole thing was just too much. So much. And yeah, if we had spreadsheet software that we could make a big enough matrix.
Anicept has bought his potion. Hopefully he remembers to save his game when he gets there, so he doesn't die and lose this. Although I'm feeling pretty good, he's doing well enough that I think he should be able to finish this in his next attempt. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I don't know if we're gonna bring back the blind segmented races next year, but I was almost thinking about some other stuff. Some Sly Cooper 2 almost sounded like that'd be a good segmented race.
What about Sly Cooper 1?
It's a completely different game, though.
Yeah, but you're missing his context, spoilers. I don't know. I've only played a little bit of the Sly Cooper games, so I don't know how different it is.
Oh, it's completely different. Sly Cooper 1 is just like Mario 64, and Sly Cooper 2 and 3 are like GTA.
Okay. Didn't they remake those on the PS3?
They re-released them with better graphics, but it's not really.
Yeah, I thought they had an HD remake or something.
Yeah, it's just an HD, but it's not a different game.
Oh yeah, no, but that's what I meant. It was a remaster, not a.
That's it. Remaster is the word.
Yeah.
All right, here's Anisep versus the final boss Gauntlet. Now he's got potion. So that's going to give him 2 full life meters. Now he's got a full 28 hearts to carry him through. I'm feeling really good about him getting the clear this time.
Yeah.
Already moving on to phase number 2. No damage for phase 1. That's gonna be the icing on the cake if he does this and he doesn't even use the potion.
That would be pretty amusing.
Still no spin slashes though. Spin slashless.
This boss gives you so much time to do spin slashes.
And it's funny too because the Onox fight forces you to use the spin slashes, so it's not like you can forget to do them. We've done 119 hours of continuation races. Well,
that's a lot.
Yeah, not all of the races are necessarily. There was a couple of them we did, like we did the Grapple La Mulana game last week, unless you're not even including those. Yeah, you missed Grapple La Mulana, Alpha. I thought you were going to join us.
I've just been so busy. I've just been so unbelievably busy. I just can't find the time to really do anything. I barely have time for this, but I wanted to make sure I showed up because it was the last one.
The good news is you'll have a bit of a break coming up because we're gonna take a break from these continuation races. And you know, this is a good time to give a shout out for Phantom Matt, working secretly behind the scenes. We don't see him a lot on the broadcast since the Jolly tournament's over, but Phantom Matt is the one who takes the time to archive all of these videos and put these. So if you're watching this, 10 years in the future. While you're driving your automated hover car, you're watching Twitch videos of Mystery Funhouse. Phantom Matt is the one who archived all these videos, so everybody gets to watch them in the future. Took that job over. It used to be Some Girl who was doing those, but at some point Some Girl sort of passed the torch. Alright, Anisep versus Ganon. Still got that potion. He's dodging. No hits yet. He's playing the defensive game here. Still no damage against Ganon.
Okay, why are you even trying the shield when it's clearly not blocked any of his attacks?
One hit.
I guess it prevents you from running into Ganon.
Yeah, that's a useful thing. It's 2 hits.
2.
That's 3, but that was a power.
3, but that was a bonus hit.
So that's 18 damage.
26.
26. We're doing math here, everybody. This is the fiddliest Ganon fight I've ever seen.
This is ridiculous.
It's another
34. 8. Yeah, but you can get a spin slash, jump over Ganon, and then slash him again when he does those moves.
No, it can't be 24.
No, 34.
34.
I said 34.
Okay.
Yeah, 26 plus 8.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Ganon going back to the same position. And here we go. 42. $47. It's ready to say 50, and he just fucked it.
It's 47. Was that 2 hits?
No, we're at 57. That was 2 hits.
It's another miss.
Yeah, I think Anisop knows that spot's safe. I'm like, he's probably gonna go to the exact same spot.
$62. $70.
Of course. I guess it's only on the confirmed hits. Gonna try cape? Gonna try cape?
Heck no. Oh!
Try cape! Now hit him like 3 times. 78. 86.
How much health does Ganon have?
I told you, I think it's 96. He's 2 sword slashes away, I'm pretty sure. He still has that potion too.
Okay, he's got this in the bag. He's got to actually attack Ganon. I lost track of where we were. It was way too much.
We're at next hit's 96. We're at 91 damage. Guess we'll put him at 99. Oh, nope, maybe it's 100. This fight is so ridiculous. Hit the pig!
There it is. He defeated it
Okay, it's
without...
gotta be 100 health.
He did it without the potion. Farmed up that potion, didn't even need it. And he's gonna walk up, he's gonna talk to Zelda on the Altar of Despair. And there is the dot done with an SRL time of 3 hours, 14 minutes, 14 seconds. Well done. All of our players completing it, and everybody showing up for the last race. 5 players making it through. That was 10 segments for this double wide game. But we've made it through. It's another Legend of Zelda game. So now everybody can join us next week when we play Zelda's Adventure for the CDI. No, we're not actually playing that next week.
I've heard that's the worst game.
But that's why it's so great. We'd have to do that as a special one where we dress up as the characters with their really crappy costumes and do that on webcam commentary.
Oh, ooh, maybe. If we set that up months in advance so I can buy the shit. I want to be the wizard.
Or we do it at GDQ. We get together at GDQ and we do that as a special live stream.
Well, they're doing Zelda's Adventure this GDQ, so can't get that in now probably.
Are they doing this virtually again, or are they doing?
It's still all online. I think as GDQ it might be able to return, but like this time it's still fucked because I think they still have like maybe a contract with the people in Orlando, and Florida's the last place I want to be right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if they realized it was easier to just keep doing it virtually.
Yeah, but I like getting together with other people, so you know we'll start a different marathon or something.
Do GDQ 2?
Yeah.
So that's the end of the broadcast, folks. That is the end of The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. Our players have made their way through 2 games. That's 16 dungeons, defeated way more than 16 bosses, collected a whole bunch of items, which is less than 16, but more than...
I'm pretty sure we got more than 16 items.
I mean, there was a lot of items. I mean, I guess it depends on if you count some of the items that are level 1 and 2 as different items.
Yeah, but I mean, also like you get more than 16 items a game. You know, the flippers, the mermaid suit, I would absolutely count as a separate item. You had to get Shovel's rope and like hard stones and all that other crap.
Yeah, I guess if you count those, the plot coupon items, I don't know. I guess we can count those.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. What do we got going on? We've got PJ is doing a blind playthrough of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. That sounds like a fun one. Let's go ahead and let's do a raid here on PJ so we can check out his blind playthrough of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Just starting. He's still on the opening cutscenes. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for these blind segmented races. I hope that you had a lot of fun. We might be back next year with them, but what we've got coming up in about 2 weeks is going to be Mystery Tournament, so this channel is going to be hopping with races of all sorts of weird games. Thank you once again, Alpha, for joining me on these 10 Legend of Zelda co-commentary races.
Yeah, it's been good. And yeah.
And everybody have a wonderful Sunday evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a happy Thanksgiving coming up. And of course, have a blast for Mystery Tournament coming up on December 1st. I hope that you'll join us here again on the Mystery Funhouse, where it's absolutely going to be a mystery what we're playing next, but we'll have fun finding out what it is together. Have a good night, and we'll see you again next time here on Mystery Funhouse.
Goodbye, everybody.